Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Chasing the Target. In this episode, we'll be previewing the India versus New Zealand second one day in Raipur. We're expecting a 50,000 sold out capacity there in the stadium. I have with me Ms. Fastar. How are you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Naya, I think it's a new stadium. I think first ever international match होने वाला है रायपुर में. They've had like 6 IPL matches before, but interesting रहने वाला है कि how the pitch plays out. अभी usually तो the team batting first has won twice and the team batting second has won 4 times. तो अभी तो chasing is on the cards. देखना पड़ेगा कैसा pan out होता है.
नवाब साहब अभी सो के उठे.
नवाब साहब नवाब साहब का
But
लंबा दिन हो गया आज.
the one thing that I'm, interested to see is that can you top the Hyderabad one day? You know, I was reading the preview on Cricket as well, and they're really pumped about the series all of a sudden. Like I was listening to other podcasts, and everyone is saying that that Hyderabad one day just really brought in life into this series. It was just going to be another bilateral, right? But then those two innings and just the competition between the two teams has become interesting, and the fact that there's a World Cup down the line in the end of the year, that also makes it just more interesting to watch, and just allows us to see where these two teams stand.
Yeah, bilkul. I mean, it must have like the way New Zealand has had its previous tournament with Pakistan. I think उनना भी थोड़े बोर हो गए थे and they were like probably losing sight of के मजा कैसा लाना वापस series में. And I think they've really Bracewell has pumped some energy into this New Zealand squad. India coming from a nice whitewash with Sri Lanka must have felt कि अरे भाई चलो we're in good rhythm. But कहीं ना कहीं उनकी rhythm थोड़ी uneasy हो गई because of this display from both Santner and Bristol. So it is turning out to be an one to watch out for. This ODI is probably going to be a decider or not, वो तो मालूम ही होगा. But yeah, it has a lot of riding on it.
Yeah, and the fact that it's hosting its first one day international, I think there'll be a lot of news. I mean, a lot of eyes on that pitch. We don't know exactly how it's going to play out, whether it's going to be a belter, whether there'll be, assistance for the fast bowlers, for the spinners. Only time will tell. देखना पड़ेगा कल कैसा रहेगा
वो I
pitch
think if
look
I'm
like.
not wrong इधर रोड सेफ्टी का जो T20 था इधर ही छुआ था रायपुर में छुआ था and काफी okay wicket थी for batting but like even in the previous IPL matches we've seen that it's been थोड़ा बहुत slow हो जाता pitch as the game progresses थोड़ा pitch slow हो जाता. It's not one that it'll be helpful for the batsmen or like bowlers but fast bowlers might have to depend upon variations and stuff. देखना पड़ेगा कैसा है.
And there's already a few people joining us. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure you like and subscribe and send in your comments, questions. We'll take it. And without wasting any time, Nawab Sab, let's go into the fresh off the press. तो पहली खबर मेरे पास जो है is that Ish Sodhi का fitness पे they're sweating a bit. It looks like he's progressing well. That's what Luke Ronchi said. He's the batting coach, of the New Zealand team. I was a bit surprised. He was just playing PSL like 2-3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. So he said कि Ish Sodhi is looking good. He probably will come back, but they're still going to wait tomorrow and see if he passes the fitness test. Then he'll play. But yeah, he picked up an injury in the last game.
Sodhi is a very important player for them at this point of time. I think leg spin would play a crucial part. Even in the last match, we could see, Kuldeep Yadav's contribution to the Indian side. I think they must have heavily missed Sodhi. So yeah, that's one kind of a big blow to Sodhi and New Zealand. Obviously, he is not able to swing. Even in the Pakistan series, we saw that he was quite turning it around. So देखना पड़ेगा what happens with that. But
Would love
yeah,
to see India chase a big total. Chirag by saying हम न्यूजीलैंड से chase करते हुए ही हारते हैं. That's true. Under pressure कैसा perform करते हैं. अगर आपको 350 chase करना है या 340 chase करना है, then how would you go about it? It will be a good test, I think, for the players if they have to chase a big score. Again, you don't want that. You want your bowlers to do the job. लेकिन अगर है तो don't mind putting the batsman under pressure as well.
yeah, and I think for that also it's a good task for New Zealand how their batsmen settle in. I think they've recently had a lot of problems with the opening. I mean, opening pair has been clicking for middle order. उन लोगों का थोड़ा संभल नहीं पा रहा. Like in the likes of Daryl Mitchell, they've been failing. I think अभी Kane Williamson नहीं होने की वजह से भी there's no one to sustain that middle order. So I think it would even be an equally good competition for New Zealand to be able to get a 350, 370 because Pakistan में भी अगर अपन देखें, they did chase down 2 ODIs and then I think for एक ODI में they set a total total of like 260 or
एक
something.
डिफेंड करे, एक चेस करे, एक हार गए.
एक डिफरेंट, हाँ, तो वैसे ही देख रहा हूँ मैं कि न्यूजीलैंड 350 340 स्कोरिंग नेशन अभी नहीं दिख रही, बट दे डू हैव द काइंड ऑफ प्लेयर्स दैट कैन गेट देम टू इट.
Yeah, 100%. Glenn Phillips अगर फॉर्म में आएगा तो खत्म. I think that's one guy, like he had a very good innings against Pakistan. If he can repeat something like that on in Indian conditions, we already seen him against New Zealand, against West Indies, against Sri Lanka, against Pakistan. He can take the game away from the opposition. Agar he does it against India, then he's that guy to take you to that 350 plus score. And you mentioned Daryl Mitchell. I feel that he also played a good role in the Pakistan series. So yeah, they had one poor game, the top order, middle order, but I don't think it's too much to worry about because the way Bracewell played, it will give them more confidence now कि जाके अब और अटैकिंग क्रिकेट खेलो. हमारे पास है नीचे ब्रेसवेल, सैंटलर, उन लोग संभाल सकते हैं अगर वहां तक जरूरत पड़ी तो.
Yeah, and वो भी है कि अगर Finale and Devon Conway give one of their brilliant starts like they used to, because Finale last match में he played almost run a ball खेला ना, which was very shocking. Knowing what Finale can do in the power play, explosive अगर हो गया, एक 100 रन जल्दी जल्दी मार ली न्यूजीलैंड पे, Devon Conway भी जिस तरीके से खेलता है, इट्स डेफिनेटली ऑन द कार्ड्स. बट वही है कि पिच कैसा प्ले आउट करता, फर्स्ट टाइमर्स है यहाँ पे न्यूजीलैंड टू प्ले ऑन दिस पिच अलोंग विद इंडिया आल्सो. आई मीन इंडिया वुड प्रोबब्ली हैव अ बेटर आइडिया बीइंग एट होम कंडीशंस एंड स्टफ, बट या आई थिंक इट विल बी अ वेरी बिग कॉल अबाउट हाउ द पिचेस एंड टॉस विल माइट बी अ बिट क्रूशियल फैक्टर हियर.
Yeah, and from India's side, we haven't heard much in terms of team news. Lekin, do you think they'll stick with Shardul Thakur or they'll bring Umran Malik back? How would you look? I know what you want, but how do you look at what the management or the captain will see, and how what decision will he make ahead of the toss?
I think the only change I can see, I think they'll stick with Shardul Thakur in the tactic of extending that tail and getting a little bit extra batting, and maybe they might just replace Mohammad Shami with Umran Malik. I think Mohammad Shami को थोड़े बहुत chances मिल चुके हैं and he's not been able to come back in rhythm. Maybe they might just go for an Umran Malik and take out Mohammad Shami, and Shardul Thakur would stay in accordance to the Lambi Rassi tactic.
That'll be interesting because शार्दुल ठाकुर को ही सबसे ज्यादा पिटाई उन्हें, मतलब उसको ही पीटे थे शार्दुल ठाकुर को. तो if they stick with him, it will show they're backing him. It's not a one game thing situation. So in a way it's a positive, but then फिर से पिट गया तो then you're playing with his confidence and he's out of it. So I think it's
I don't think they're playing with his confidence. See, that is upon him completely. Confidence to there in terms of backing him, and like we have Chirag Bhai here who's saying the same thing. Stick with Shardul. अब एक खिलाया तो पूरी सीरीज खिला ही दो. एंड इट इज अभी उसके ऊपर ही है कि भाई तू अभी फिट होना है. आई थिंक थोड़ा लैकिंग ऑफ फिटनेस भी दिख रही है शार्दुल ठाकुर में, एंड ही रियली नीड्स टू गेट बैक इन द रिदम ऑफ थिंग्स. बट मेरे हिसाब से ये एक ही चेंज दिख सकता, बिकॉज अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट आई डोंट थिंक सूर्या कुमार को भी एक और चांस देंगे, ईशान किशन को भी एक और चांस दे देंगे.
you don't think Shami deserves a chance?
Shami played the whole Sri Lanka series. Shami played the first. I think he's got enough game time right now. I think थोड़ा बहुत mix and match कर सकते. देखो सिराज को तो बिठाएंगे नहीं यहाँ, because it's a decider. अब ये भी हो सकता है. Now when I say the word decider, it could also be stick with your best 11. या maybe आप शार्दुल को निकालो, but रोहित शर्मा I don't think will be doing that.
तो अब ये बताओ, अगर फॉर एग्जांपल अगर शार्दुल ठाकुर अब नहीं परफॉर्म करा, मिसाल के तौर पे अगर उन्हें नहीं परफॉर्म करा, फिर आप क्या करते? डू यू गो टू अनदर सिमिलर प्लेयर लाइक दैट हु कैन बैट अ बिट, और डू यू go to a full-fledged bowler? That's the question, I think.
Then in that case, अगर शार्दुल ठाकुर fails, then I think the most likely change would be, which might be a little bit unfair to Washington Sundar, was bring Akshar Patel back. अक्षर पटेल को वापस ला लो, वॉशिंगटन सुंदर को निकाल के फिर अपना या
पेसर कम हो जाता, मगर फिर
शामी या उमरान आ जाता ना फिर उसके जगह पे. वॉशिंगटन जा रहा, अक्षर जा रहा, शार्दुल निकल जा रहा, उमरान या अर्शदीप आ जा रहा, समवन लाइक दैट.
हार्दिक में ठीक क्रेज या तो ओवर्स डाल दिया उसने लास्ट मैच में, भाई क्या
दैट इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी है. हां, दैट इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी.
ऐसा दिख रहा. ही डिडंट प्ले द लास्ट गेम ऑफ द श्रीलंका सीरीज either, right? Hardik Pandya.
Yeah, because that was precaution.
Yeah, this guy is he's fragile. He's glass, bro. He's complete glass. So if he wants to be the greatest all-rounder in the world, you have to play some games, bro, and you have to play consistent. You have to play bowl 10 overs. वो भी नहीं हो रहे उससे. अब देखो क्या होता है. Again, he's vital to the team balance, so I hope that he gets fit. मगर right now it's kind of worrying signs from Hardik Pandya's point of view. I think it's a good point that he might rest, especially what we saw in the last game. He didn't finish his quota, and also the physio was with him the whole time.
There's only between I think two people at this point from what I'm looking at. या तो शार्दुल ठाकुर जाएगा या वॉशिंगटन सुंदर जाएगा और अक्षर पटेल आएगा. अक्षर पटेल लाने की वजह ये भी है कि
अक्षर पटेल कैसे आएगा? He's not in the squad.
Not in the squad. अच्छा, I thought he was in the squad. Okay, so then they'll stick with Washington Sundar, and then they'll take out what's his name? Shami. I have a feeling Shami
Yeah,
को निकालेंगे.
Aksar,
Yeah.
KL, and Arshdeep, they're not in the
Out.
squad. So
Yeah.
yeah, Arshdeep is not in team. He's playing Ranji Trophy. Yeah, exactly. He's not there, and both Aksar and Rahul have taken personal leave. तो उन लोग दोनों नहीं हैं. अब देखो देखेंगे.
Shahbaz Ahmed है, but I don't think they'll introduce anyone new
हाँ,
right now.
उन्हें
Given again,
like for like.
like for
मेरे
like,
हिसाब
but
से
again,
मेरे हिसाब से अगर मैं देख रहा हूँ तो you could go either way, but I think what you're saying is probably the most sensible option. Mohammed, if you want to do maybe Umran Malik to Mohammed Shami, just because you're giving Shahul that extra benefit of the
backing.
doubt कि आप अभी आ रहे हैं and we're going to back you going into the next series as well, and let's see what happens. You have 3 games to prove yourself. It's not just a one-off thing. So I think that way. And Shami, like you said, has experience. Hopefully he'll come back strong and do well. So maybe that's
इससे
the
पहले
ideal.
इससे पहले की भी सीरीज अगर अपन देख रहे हैं अगेंस्ट श्रीलंका, who did they give an extra? Shivam Mavi को they gave 2 ODIs. They gave Shivam Mavi 2 ODIs and backed him 2 ODIs.
ओडिया दिए T20 दिए.
T20 दिए, 2 T20 दिए जिसमें
नवाब
उन्हें
साहब
ज्यादा
नींद में से उठ के पूरा
हाँ
कन्फ्यूज कर दे रहे मेरे को.
हाँ
T20 दिए
T20
थे.
दिए,
वनडे
T20
में
दिए
इन लोग ही थे, सिराज, उमरान,
अर्शदीप.
शमी.
Yeah.
अर्शदीप था स्क्वाड में मगर खेला नहीं शायद. लेकिन हाँ, तो let's see what happens from that point of view. From the batting, it looks set. Not many changes. Ishan Kishan in the middle order, he'll continue there with Shreyas Iyer out injured, and Shubman Gill, Rohit Sharma at the top, Virat Kohli. So you're okay with that batting order?
Yeah, I mean, right now there's not much you can do. Rohit Sharma, though, yeah, he looks in good intent, but just not getting a perfect start. Like he's getting good start, but he's not able to finish that. Shubman Gill का तो भाई there is no question. Obviously 200 मारे बाद अगर आप बिठाए फिर तो कुलदीप यादव वाली बात हो जाएगी. But Virat Kohli, आप फिर again, you have experience and you need that anchor in the middle. Surya Kumar first off ODI, he didn't play that bad. 31 runs मारा था, so that's there. And then इसके बाद से I think. Ishan Kishan obviously the only wicket keeping option unless they go for probably KS Bharat or someone.
How do you rate Sundar as an all-rounder? His stats are average as an off-spinner.
Sundar has to sort of start having certain big either big knocks or either big good spells of bowling. Either way he has to contribute. I think dono abhi average is right, nothing very special. He's a fantastic. He has a good technique. I would give him that. He can find the gaps and stuff, but I think pressure situation gets the best of him and थोड़ा डरा हुआ दिखता हूँ. Obviously कुर्सी है, एक डर होता कि भाई मेरे को जगह मिलेंगी नहीं मिलेंगी, वो हैबत रहती. But I think he just needs to play with a free mind if he gets the chance tomorrow.
I rate him very highly. I just think he's young and he will learn. Also, fitness injuries has been a concern. I think his biggest problem is that he gets injured. He needs to work on his fitness. And in terms of his bowling, he will develop. Right now, he doesn't have those variations. I think in speed, in deliveries, also with the bat, he will make mistakes. But you see those innings he had in New Zealand, in the Test match in Australia as well. Proper, like you said, his technique, proper cricketing shots. His timing is impeccable. Bowling wise as well, he will learn. I'm sure, like bowling on different pitches. I think he should pick the brains of Ashwin and whoever is there in the squad right now. Pick their brains, learn from the bowling coach, and see how he can improve. But he's very young. I rate him very highly. I just feel that you have to give him time. Still very, very early in his career.
Yeah, time to देना चाहिए definitely, and he's played a lot of first class cricket. He's kind of experienced in that department as well. ऐसा नहीं बोल सकते he didn't rise through the ranks. But वही है कि भाई when international scene अलग होता है, आप थोड़ा back yourself and थोड़ा play with a free mindset. I think he plays in this kind of a shell जहाँ पे लग रहा कि भाई उन्हें ज़्यादा कुछ risk नहीं लेना चाह रहा, ज़्यादा कुछ out of the box नहीं करना चाह रहा, just basics करके just to be safe, get थोड़े लोग हैं like in football में अगर आप देखो just run correctly, they make sure that in the right spot just to make sure that they make the team. वैसा kind of situation है सुंदर के साथ.
I think if he just works on his bowling a bit more, he'll be great because his batting already impresses me more than Ashwin and more than a lot of players, especially when they started off. The way Jadeja started off and stuff, Sundar's batting has actually impressed me more. But now Jadeja is like a proper batsman. He's crazy. Like in वो time पे, like he's only 23. Washington Sundar, he still has a lot of cricket ahead of him, man. So he's on the international stage. He's very new. He's inexperienced, and I'm sure he'll learn. Magar in terms of talent, I rate him very highly. Hardik Pandya, I was reading his strike rate recently in the last week. In 2 games, he's had his lowest strike rate. He's taking a lot of time with the bat. Your thoughts on that, and his approach? Are you a bit worried in terms of his batting as well? Because bowling तो पिट गया था उन्हें, but batting is something, Hardik Pandya उन्हें आके 3-4 छक्के मार के खत्म करता था innings. You remember 2017, 18, 19, even in that Australia series in Australia, कड़क छक्के मारता था. Are you a bit worried that he doesn't have that confidence right now? He's not hitting those shots from ball one.
I think Hardik Pandya with the ball, I think last match के अगर पहले अपन देखे उनके stats तो he was pretty economical. He was obviously he never bowled a whole complete set. 26 runs दिया I think. इससे पहले के मैच में जो उन्होंने श्रीलंका के अगेंस्ट खेले थे and first या second ODI में मिला के the first ODI he gave 30, the second ODI I think he gave like 33 or something. He's been economical as a bowler. He always bowls wicket to wicket, and I like that about him. I'm not very concerned about his bowling because Bracewell was on a roll, but that over he came back in the last dying embers of the game. Him and Shami bowled a very good over back to back, which sort of brought the game back in control. Hardik Pandya का problem ये है कि भाई मेरे को लग रहा कि if he is one who needs certain wickets, then maybe he's coming to down the order. Maybe that is something that he's coming to down the order, and if he needs a few balls, he could probably jump to fourth or fifth. But I know he's an all-rounder and he should be able to come and hit from ball one. But I think on a consistent amount of games नहीं खेलने के वजह से थोड़ा उसको problem हो रहा है. I think once he gets.
But I'll tell you, the worry in that is that he actually likes to come and hit from ball one, and he's not doing that. That is the worry. It's not like I expect him to do it just because it's Hardik Pandya. No, that's that's his style. He likes to come and start smacking. If you've seen Hardik Pandya at his peak, he strikes from ball one. He doesn't let that strike rate go under 100, and now he's taking quite a bit of time, and he looks to be struggling at times. I'll be very honest with you.
Honestly, he's not able to get the bat to the ball is one thing, and his timing has been very off. Yeah.
It's been off. If you notice, he got the same runs as Surya Kumar or similar there, but Surya Kumar looked much more fluent. There was Zameen Asman ka farak in the quality of innings, and you don't associate that with Hardik Pandya. So for me, that's something. It's a bit of a concern, but I'm sure he's trying to work on it. Whether that is because of injury, whether it's because of confidence, I'm not sure. Like in Hardik Pandya 2-3 years ago, just used to come and smash it, man.
See, Hardik Pandya's last good innings was that 60 that he hit against England in T20 World Cup, which got us to the whatever total we were able to. But उसके बाद से अगर आप देखें consistently he's been failing. Like he's not been very good in the batting. I would say that. But again, November के बाद सीधा January में खेले. उसके बीच में he had 1.5 month of gap. So I think consistently he just needs a good string of games under his bat. Maybe take a one odd innings and play it slow, play it out. थोड़े balls ले लो under your belt and just create an innings, and then you'll gain that confidence. You're rather just going from ball one, try making an innings out of it, depending obviously on the situation. But yeah.
वो मैच में भी उन्हें 8-10 बॉल लिया था इंग्लैंड के मैच में, जैसा बटलर एंड हिल्स आके बॉल 1 से स्ट्राइक करे उन्हें निकर, एंड यू एक्सपेक्ट दैट फ्रॉम हार्दिक पांड्या. चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी फाइनल में भी उन्हें बॉल 1 से 5-6 विकेट चले गए थे, बट ही केम एंड स्मैश्ड इट. तो आई थिंक दैट्स समथिंग टू कंसीडर, बट लेट्स सी, लाइक यू मेंशनड, होपफुली ही वर्क्स ऑन इट. इब्राहिम भाई का सवाल है आपके लिए फॉर वर्ल्ड कप, हु वुड बी द बेस्ट ऑफ स्पिनर फॉर इंडिया? अश्विन नको भाई, अश्विन, सुंदर, शहबाज और हुदा.
Where would Aksar, bro? Where's Aksar?
No, maybe he's
in these
guys?
He
just gave you this. In these guys he's asking, because Aksar maybe he's already counting.
Shahbaz is not in the thing. Huda again not very regular in bowling. Ashwin is experienced, but I would go with Sundar because Sundar provides with the bat and left ka angle dilata batting. So I would go with Sundar.
Yeah, Sundar I think will be the third spinning option for me. If I'm gonna play Kuldeep, and I would play Jadeja or Aksar, depending on the form and fitness and everything. And my third spinner would be Sundar, just because it gives you that extra variety also, right? A right arm spinner also. So exactly. Ashwin, we've already seen him. I think now it's time to go to the next generation. Faiz, याद है like यही chat में कितने लोग बोलते थे कि भाई धवन को वापस लेके आओ, उन्हें क्यों नहीं खिला रहे, उसको यूज करके फेंक दिया and stuff. It's not that. It's just that sometimes when you see your players' age and like sometimes and the overall average age of the team, sometimes it's good to just go and back your youngster up. शुभमन गिल पे भरोसा दिखाए, ईशान किशन पे भरोसा दिखाए. Look, they've come with double hundreds. This is a huge achievement. हम लोग ऐसे ही बोल रहे हैं कि double hundred है because it's become the norm. लेकिन backing Shubman Gill and dropping Shikhar Dhawan was a huge call, but it paid off, right?
Yeah. आई थिंक वही है कि भाई जैसा यूजुअली आप देख लो इंग्लैंड में या यू प्लान अहेड राइट एंड दिस इज परफेक्ट टाइम दैट इंडिया इज प्लानिंग अहेड यू कांट ऑलवेज गो बैक टू एक्सपीरियंस एंड ऑलवेज गो बैक टू थिंग अगर आप बच्चों को आप एक्सपीरियंस दोगे ये प्लेटफॉर्म पे लाके उनको खड़ा कर दिया उसे जब शुभमन गिल जैसा प्लेयर इज ऑलरेडी प्लेड क्वाइट अ लॉट ऑफ गेम्स आप वॉशिंगटन सुंदर को ले लो अब अगर फिर आप वही अश्विन पे जाएंगे तो ये लोग कभी ग्रो होंगे नहीं दे विल नेवर फेस दिस काइंड ऑफ एन इम्पैक्ट वेयर यू ऑलरेडी हैव द लाइक्स ऑफ विराट कोहली अगले वर्ल्ड कप तक रोहित शर्मा विराट कोहली नहीं रहेंगे तो सीनियर प्लेयर्स को रहेगा ही नहीं तो आई थिंक जितने भी है इन टर्म्स ऑफ रोहित शर्मा विराट कोहली बहुत है डोंट ऐड मोर एंड देन जस्ट stand in a young squad so that they learn and experience this thing rather than the seniors
बिल्कुल
taking their spots.
बिल्कुल. Not worried because he's a proven performer in big games, and in a team which packs such player, you have to take his bad innings as well. Is he who is he talking about?
Hardik
Is it
Pandya, yeah, 100%. He is a proven performer in big games. I mean, he has steps up in times. And मेरा
in
वही
losing
है
causes? Yeah.
and मेरा वही है कि भाई it's just a very big break plus a lot of bad innings like in terms of not being able to get a good start. उन्हें खुद irritate हो रहा है every time he gets out. He's not able to get the ball to the bat, giving away catches in the deep. It's just a poor show right now, and he knows that. So that's what I appreciate about him.
My question
Yeah,
was right. I'm
question.
also we
Yeah.
got confused because Shahbaz Ahmed is left arm. I think remember that's why I got confused. I wasn't sure. But yeah, I think in that sense, let's move on. Let's go for our fantasy picks. Is there any other news that you wanted to discuss? I mean,
I
there's
think there was
plenty. If you
something
want.
about the West Indies का cricket board review meeting हुई थी कुछ. I mean, I'm very
Yeah,
vague about this. And then like they were
वो
saying
मीटिंग
that
चल
अगर
रही है. Mhm.
ऐसा चलते गया तो maybe West Indies cricket won't be an entity anymore. So that's a very big news
Dissolved.
coming out of it. Yeah, and imagine that man, the Calypso Kings जहाँ पे लोग एक जमाने में डरते थे खेलने से अगर dissolve हो गई तो man क्या होता कि
Yeah, and हमारे dads के ज़माने में like West Indies cricket, we all know all the stories about their fast bowlers and everything. मगर हमारे ज़माने में they're the kings of T20. They're the ones who like
yeah.
the most
Wow.
successful T20 team, right? Like at one
Chris
point. Now
Gayle
I think
man,
England
yeah,
are equal with.
Chris Gayle. याद है I think it was Hyderabad versus Bangalore. यहाँ लोग Chris Gayle was on an amazing run and then he came to Hyderabad or I think we went to Bangalore and then Dale Steyn like killed him. That was the best day of my life. But
That was your best day. That's not even my best day in IPL life. My
no, I
best day
mean
in IPL life is the
on the
game in
topic of
Chinnaswamy. And
अरे वो तो too much
उससे
था
बेटर
यार.
तो रोहित शर्मा भी जो मुर्तजा को मारा था. But
But
yeah,
on
sorry.
the lines of Sunrisers, South Africa T20 के boys आपके and मेरे, we're almost in the one leg in the playoffs, bro.
I mean, this. What do you mean? It's already close to playoff time?
Yeah, it's almost like I think there's
No,
another
man.
week,
अभी तो
1
शुरू
week
हुआ.
break, 1 week break है फिर 1 week वो है matches
Acha.
and
Yeah, they went from bottom of the table to second place, the Sunrisers. Again, it was a bit of a shaky chase, but very big win, man. Van der Merwe coming to the rescue. He bowled really well, man, in the middle overs. And this guy's been playing for so long. I remember him
yeah.
in the 2008 IPL, 2009 IPL, sorry, for RCB. But yeah, he's still going, picking up wickets. Jansen and Stubbs also finishing it off. I felt the
What
start that
about
they got in the power play that helped Sunrisers.
what about the
Chase it.
bowling from the captain, bro? 4 overs, 21 runs, 1 wicket, 2 wickets, sorry.
Outstanding. Now, are you believing me that he's going to be Hyderabad captain?
Ask the people. I always believe you.
I think he should be the captain, bro. Like, and mind you, whatever the result is, I even said this before. Someone was asking in the chat, "कि भाई Markram को बनाएंगे क्या Hyderabad का captain?" The only thing is उसका शायद जगह पक्की नहीं रहेंगी every single time. Lekin I feel the performances that he's giving with the bat and ball right now, and his captaincy and carrying this team right now, it's not the strongest team in the tournament itself on paper. But his bowling changes have been very good, and after you lose 2 games to come back like this really strong, it just shows the character that he has. So I feel he should definitely be considered. I don't know if he's going to be full-time captain.
Yeah,
But
it would be good if he would be considered because, like you said, I think that's one of the most important. Look at the team that he has right now and what he's doing with it, and also look at the team in Hyderabad that he has. Right, you have Harry Brooks coming in, you have Umran Malik coming in, you have a lot of people from the international circuit that will be joining him, and what he's doing with these guys and the likes of Mangala and all of these guys, it's commendable, and I think एक आध try कर सकते हो उसको. दीदी को रिश्ता भी आया है देखे तुम कोई ऐसे T20 में दीदी को चिट्ठियां भेज रहे थे दीदी की.
नहीं देखा मैं।
अरे भेजा है तुम्हारे को, नहीं देखे?
मैं
दीदी को
वो
चिट्ठियां
मैं वो
भेजते हो।
बटलर का देखा था। बटलर को कोई समवन सेड आई नो आई कांट बी विद यू बट कैन आई गेट यू अ शर्ट बोल के कोई लड़की पोस्टर बना के देता, वो देखा था मैं। आई
क्या
डिडंट सी,
बात है।
आई डोंट सी
ये
half the
देख।
stuff you send, man. You send like every 30 seconds of I'm joking. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. I will just take a few comments. Yes, West Indies are struggling with regional politics in their cricket board as they are a whole lot of islands put together. But don't you think dissolving West Indies might be better because then the players can play from their countries like Jamaica and the issue of not playing as a country would be over? But then it makes it weak, makes them weaker, right? Like you know, right now
डिवाइडेड,
इकट्ठे खेल रहे हैं, अब साथ में खेल रहे
डिवाइड
हैं,
एंड
बहुत
कॉन्कर हो
जबरदस्त।
जाता मसला, बट लाइक या
अभी उतना स्ट्रांग नहीं रहेगा टीम जैसा अब है बोल के। आई दैट्स जस्ट माय ओपिनियन।
And
महाराज एंड
also,
ब्रूनो
एक और
अंदाज।
चीज है, like a lot of people, Mustafa, they're going into the T20 league. That's what they were discussing कि भाई T20 league में आप जाके खेल रहे, सब खेल रहे, but like West Indies वाला यूनिट को आप ज्यादा रिप्रेजेंट नहीं कर रहे, you're not giving it importance and stuff. वो भी एक चीज है। यार पैसा तो है बॉस, लेकिन आप कंट्री का भी सोचो थोड़ा।
नहीं, मगर अगर कंट्री आपको पैसे नहीं दे रहे, बोर्ड नहीं दे रहे, तो फिर पैसा ही है एंड ऑफ द डे, राइट? लाइक इफ यू नॉट गेटिंग पेड एंड देयर इज पॉलिटिक्स एंड व्हाई वुड यू डू दैट? यू जस्ट गो टू अ लीग एंड प्ले, इट्स सिंपल एज दैट। वो कंट्री का ये सब खाली है, लोग बोलते हैं कि भाई देश सबसे बड़ा है, मगर एंड ऑफ द डे इफ यू आर नॉट गेटिंग पेड एंड देयर इज स्टफ व्हिच इज हैपनिंग दैट यू डोंट अग्री विद, इट्स अगेंस्ट योर beliefs and morals, then you're not going to play for them. It doesn't matter if they're your country or not your country. That's end of the day, that's what it is.
Yeah, true. Maharaj and Bruno, baby. Maharaj कल क्या
Mahrez and
खेला यार।
Mahrez played crazy, man, yesterday, and Fez has him in the team, and Fez very happy. He started hitting
Yeah.
the ball on his head when he was scoring. I felt he was a City fan, but what can you do? Yes, after today's game, SA T20 will reach halfway stage. Okay, it's a very quick tournament. ICC made India #1 test team, and 1 hour later, Australia was #1. Waqt badal diya. I didn't see that. क्या हुआ भाई?
Okay. Yeah, नहीं मालूम, मेरे को आइडिया नहीं है ये वक्त क्या है, क्या नो आइडिया अबाउट दिस, बट लाइक शॉकिंग।
नहीं, मैंने डांस होने का नहीं।
बॉर्डर
लेकिन
गवास्कर की
हाँ,
तैयारी चल रही है अभी से, लड़ाई लगा दे रहे बीच में, कलेशन लगा रहे।
कलेश बॉर्डर गवास्कर तो मैं बहुत एक्साइटेड हूँ। आई कांट वेट फॉर दैट टेस्ट सीरीज, मैन। इट्स गोइंग टू बी इनक्रेडिबल। रियली लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू इट। लेट्स मूव ऑन टू फैंटेसी पिक्स। यू रेडी?
एक और अपडेट है बीबीएल का, अगर आपको याद नहीं है, बीबीएल भी था आज। देयर वर 2 मैचेस इन फैक्ट, एंड एडिलेड स्ट्राइकर वर्सेस पर्थ स्कोर्स। एडिलेड खाली 92 पे ऑल आउट हो गई मैच। राशिद खान जाके जो डरा दिया उन लोगों को, ऑलरेडी 92 पे ऑल आउट हो गए। द ओनली वन हु स्टेप्ड अप फ्रॉम देम वाज एडम होल्स, हु स्कोर्ड लाइक अ क्विक 30 ऑफ 23। उसके अलावा से 92। डेविड पेन के फिगर्स, मतलब 3 overs 20 runs and 3 wickets। द गाय वाज क्रेजी। लैंस मॉरिस 4 overs 26 3 wickets। भाई अगर उन्हें इंडिया के अगेंस्ट खेला, खतरनाक रहने वाला है लैंस मॉरिस।
लैंस मॉरिस
Yeah, and
अभी
then we've got
मतलब उसका एक्शन भी स्मूथ अच्छा एक्शन है। इट्स नॉट लाइक यू नो द शॉन्टी थोड़ा सा ऐसा वैसा ऐसा नहीं है, लाइक स्मूथ एक्शन है। एंड या आई थिंक definitely has a bright future.
yeah. And Perth Scorchers में से again, I told you Mustafa, Smack called it, man. Aaron Hardy 43 of 30. This guy is back to back मारता जा रहा खाली Aaron Hardy. And yeah, they won easily with like 7 wickets and like 53 balls to spare. The other match was थोड़ा बहुत interesting था, Brisbane and Hobart का। You know, Brisbane starting the batting with Khwaja and Labuschagne playing in that thing, but couldn't do much. Matt Renshaw again 41 of 31 and Sam Hain 33 of 25. Pick of the bowlers again was Joel Paris, who bowled 4 overs 15 runs and 2 wickets, an amazing spell. And yeah, then Hobart came to bat out, and Matthew Wade and Tim David put up a good partnership. And Fahim Ashraf tried to came and hit 1-6, but they couldn't do it. And I think it was like 18 of the last over that was required or something.
कौन डाल रहे थे डेथ पे?
डेथ पे कोई याद नहीं आ रहा कौन डाले।
चेक कर लो उधर। माय मैन,
नसर,
मेरा बॉय का नाम ही नसर।
नसर माइकल।
कैसा डाला भाई आज? Great death bowling, man. I really enjoyed that. In the death, he was superb, and it
But I
wasn't
think
easy.
it was the main bowler of the day was Spencer Johnson, but this guy is fast and he's accurate. उन्हें था mean last over जो डाला, held his
तो जब
nerve and
18
really-
रन था, उससे पहले कौन डाला ये देखो।
उससे पहले और 4 बॉलर हम ही डाले थे।
No, yeah, he bowled really well as well, but I really enjoyed Nasser's bowling today. I think उन्हें game बनाया वो, because 160 is a very chaseable target, and he gave enough runs, man, to defend in the last over.
Yeah.
So So Punter saying it was a glitch. Ibrahim by saying yes, if West Indies is dissolved and they start playing their own countries, the teams will be weaker. But biggest question: what happens to the host of 2024 T20 World Cup? It's West Indies and USA combined, or isn't it just USA?
No, USA and West Indies.
Ooh, that's next year, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
Calypso
very good.
Kings, baby. वीजा
Very,
लगा दो
very
भाई.
good.
जो भी हमारे को देख
कौन
रहा
सा?
है वीजा लगा दो. थोड़ा फंडिंग कर दो हमारे को.
आपको कवर करना है आईसीसी इंडिया में जो वर्ल्ड कप है. यूर द इंडियन कॉरेस्पॉन्डेंट फॉर अस.
अब
जो भी
मजा
इंडिया
था.
में तो और कुछ खबर.
और कुछ खबर नहीं. अभी फैंटेसी पिक्स, टिप्स एंड चिप्स में जाएंगे. चलिए.
ओके, लेट्स गो. बोलिए. One player from India, one player from New Zealand.
New Zealand say I'm going to go with Tom Latham. Captain Zara, I think he's in that kind of a headspace जहाँ पे अरे यार मेरे को खड़ा उतरना था. I should have been there in the last match and I couldn't, and I gave away my wickets. I think Tom Latham is out there who's going to come and probably be giving India a tough time. And from India, I'm going to go with the man on the poster, the man, the king, the legend, King Kohli, not Bracewell. I'm going to go with King Kohli.
You're gonna go with Kohli. I'm gonna go Rohit Sharma and Devon Conway.
Oh, क्या बात
Rohit
है.
Sharma, bro. Every game I'm picking Rohit Sharma this series.
Yeah, I think the minute you leave him, he's gonna start playing.
Rohit Sharma. उन्हें जब मारना शुरू कर तो मजा आता है. मजाक नहीं कर रहा हूँ. उन्हें जल्दी जल्दी मारता है. ऐसा 300 भी मार दे सकता है एक इनिंग में. ऐसा है रोहित शर्मा. I'm waiting for a big Rohit. अरे इन्हों भी कॉपी मार दे रहे मेरे को. हैं कॉपी पेस्ट plagiarism alert. Conway and Rohit.
नहीं अभी चेंज करेंगे और ग्लिच है रुको.
It's West Indies and USA. An associate nation is not allowed to be a standalone host according to the ICC rules. तो
मेक्सिको में लेके चले आओ. मेक्सिको में लेके चले आओ
भाई. अभी नहीं पढ़े क्या बोले उन्होंने. Associate nation is not allowed.
Oh, not yes, allowed to stand alone बोले ना.
Yeah, तो एसोसिएट है. मेक्सिको भी एसोसिएट रहती, कनाडा भी एसोसिएट रहती. तो मेक्सिको जाना चाह रहे, कनाडा में नहीं करना चाह रहे हैं T20.
कनाडा में सड़ दिए फिर कुछ तो भी बॉयज को तबीयत खराब हो जाएगी. जिंदा तलिस्मान देना पड़ेगा बच्चों को. But there was another news, Mustafa. Like Indonesia registered, I think, their first win in the Women's Under-19 World Cup. Indonesia beating Zimbabwe.
Bro, that was insane. I saw that. That was insane.
You saw the score. It was like 18-4 or something.
I couldn't believe it. That is crazy, man. It's great to see this, bro. Like, imagine Indonesian girls.
Nilo Dewi, 4 overs, 18 runs and 5 wickets. He took a 5 run for Indonesia. Imagine Indonesia. कहाँ से आ गया? Like, it's phenomenal.
Incredible, man. Incredible. Yeah. Seriously, that was the moment of the day for me, man. It's zabardast, matlab, for them to and it'll give them a lot of confidence for the senior players as well. And these young players, they'll also develop now and hopefully, try to compete on that big level as well. So a very, very good win, man, for Indonesia.
Yep. Giving a lot
of... Zimbabwe ko hara hai. Zimbabwe is a cricketing nation, so kudos. It was a very tight game, low scoring tight match.
87 for 7th, won by 3 wickets with 12 balls remaining.
क्या बात है इंडोनेशिया. मगर हाँ, तुम क्या बोल रहे थे? फैंटेसी पिक्स हम दोनों का हो गया इन दैट. अच्छा हाँ, तो सॉरी आई बैकट्रैक.
नीनवेसोडा नवाब साहब चलो.
तेरे बोलने से पहले मैं लिखा, बोलने के बाद है भाई.
बोलने से पहले लिखा.
पंटर, तुम्हें एपीएल कैप्टन को नहीं बोलो. आप तो मेरे को कॉपी कर दिया, मैं तुम्हारे को कॉपी कर दूंगा अभी. कल है शायद डेडलाइन. बढ़िया फैज.
लाइव मैच चल रहा है एक IL T20 का.
No man, I don't want to know. People can check in Cricinfo.
बोर हो गया. Mustafa is very disheartened by this IL T20, ladies and gentlemen. If ladies are watching, gentlemen, because he was expecting a lot better, from Dubai and the crowds, but no one is showing up, and he's very disappointed.
No, it's not that. Like, honestly, for a league to be like successful, like yeah, you need a bit of crowd. You don't really need crowd. It's about the TV rights these days and everything. But I don't know. The thing is, when you have fans in, if you see the South Africa T20, it's just more pleasing to the eye. You feel like watching that game. Like the Sunrisers game yesterday, there's a few players we don't know about, and we don't know much about the league. There's more players that we know here. Robin Uthappa's playing, Yusuf Pathan is playing. We know a lot of these players. Andre Russell is playing. Lekin it's just that wo vibe nahi aa rahi. But I guess from a profit, since it's all about TV rights, right? If people are watching on TV or whatever, they've already cracked the broadcast deal, so they're probably making money anyway.
अच्छा, अब स्पीकिंग ऑफ मनी, मनी हाइस्ट हो गया आईसीसी वालों के साथ। कोई उन लोगों को फिशिंग स्कैम में $2.5 मिलियन मान लिए, ईमेल के थ्रू भेजे कि भाई हमारे को
देखा मैं,
फंड
हाँ।
करो। अरे क्या यार,
मगर वो फ्रेश ऑफ द प्रेस हो गया सिर कि तुम खाली खबर
वाह
देते जा
भाई,
रहे। मेरे
ये
को ये
वेरी,
फॉलो
ये नया
मेरे
सेगमेंट है पागल। अरे पागल, ये नया सेगमेंट है, वेरी वेरी फ्रेश ऑफ द प्रेस है। मतलब अभी प्रिंट हो रहा, गरम गरम पेपर प्रिंट हो रहा, देखो सारा चूं
मेरे को
चूं
ये
चूं
बोलो
आया देखो
मेरे
खबर।
को ये बोलो, यू रेडी फॉर द आवर नेक्स्ट सेक्शन? मेरे को सवाल
यस,
पूछना है, रेडी हो जाओ, ठीक है?
अरे पूछो भाई, डर लग रहा। चेंज करो भाई, कल के दो भी कैप्टन नहीं उसमें।
Rohit, Rohit Sharma as a captain, you're enjoying his captaincy. You're saying he changed the template. For me, I saw what he did in the bilaterals before the T20 World Cup, and it was impressive. But then, wo jo big situations where he went back again, very conservative. And I've seen glimpses where he does get under pressure and make mistakes. Lekin, what are you expecting from him on the field as well? Do you want him to be more alert, especially when your team is on top 6-7 wickets, show more energy and make sure that his team is also on their toes?
Yes, 100%. I would like to. I mean, see, from Rohit Sharma's angle right now, what I'm seeing is he's just won a Sri Lankan series. He's won it very well by 3-0 whitewash हो गया. Again, आप लोग बोलोगे कि at home है. I get that point as well. This is also at home, but a better थोड़ा बहुत ramped up series because of what happened in the last ODI. There are a lot of expectation in the second ODI from the boys. From Rohit Sharma's angle, I would say bowling changes सही कर रहा है. He's doing everything right. The only thing where I'm feeling is जहाँ पे we have 7-6 wickets, उधर थोड़ा उन्हें एनर्जी कम करके, he's not putting a little pressure on the guys. He's not like थोड़ा बहुत stern रहना. I won't say गालियां दो or something, but I think थोड़ा stern रह के he could uh, you know
गालियां
pump
तो
it
दे
up.
रहा हूँ मैं, फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा कुछ भी, और
वो
प्रेशर
तो
आ
स्टम्प
रहा।
नहीं आ रहा, प्रेशर आना, बिकॉज वही तो है ना, प्रेशर आना ही कहीं 7 विकेट डाउन, अगर 5 विकेट डाउन कोई टीम है जो एक्सपीरियंस बॉलर्स का भी है, जो एक्सपीरियंस लाइक अपने टीम का अगर देख रहे हैं काफी अच्छा ही है। बट रोहित शर्मा इन टर्म्स ऑफ him, I don't see anything that he's done wrong even in the last ODI. It just comes down to the bowlers and how their line and length is maintained. अब रोहित शर्मा हाथ पकड़ के तो नहीं दिला सकता कि बेटा इधर डालो, बेटा ये उधर डालो. It comes down to the bowlers for me, I think, that part.
Punter Singh BCCI is saying 5 overseas allowed in women's Indian Premier League. Do you think they should do it in men's as well? I think they should at least make that super sub rule, like
और सब बिल्कुल यार,
वो
वो
जो
तो बतेरेटेड है.
at least make that allow foreigner to be that extra player. Because I'll tell you one thing, there's 10 teams now. I know it's the Indian Premier League, but there's 10 teams now. And what I noticed last year is that there's a gap in every single team. There's a hole, there's a weakness. If you're going to play an extra foreign player, I think that will just increase the competition. And the Indian players who are playing, you still have majority Indian. Those guys will be challenged even more. अब क्या हो रहा, there's a gap उन्हें आके कौन है वो जो उसमें था लखनऊ में बडोनी आके सूद दिया था, इन्हें आके टिवाटिया मार देता, ये आता था. But then when they come to the international stage, एकदम से परेशान हो जाते सब. Even the likes of Gaikwad, Ishan Kishan, it takes them time to adjust. But if you're playing with more international players, one more, I know it's not the big, but I think healthy competition, and it'll definitely make the quality of the league even better.
Yeah, I agree with that strongly.
I think it should be done, पंटर, क्योंकि इंडियन प्लेयर्स अपनी मेरिट पे नहीं खेलते तो लीग की क्वालिटी थोड़ी बेकार हो जाती है. वही है, लाइक क्वालिटी की बात है. इफ यू वांट टू keep that standard at a certain level, I think you have to get in foreign players as well. And you see so many good players for Sunrisers. We have like so many players in the past also on the bench. We had so many. Bairstow used to sit on the bench. Williamson used to sit on the bench. I don't think that should happen. These players should be playing. It will increase. It'll be a benefit to India. They're saying कि भाई Indian Premier League Indian को खिलाओ, वैसा नहीं है. It'll actually help the Indian players.
अभी देखो भाई, द ओनली थिंग आई एम लुकिंग एट इट, अगर आप बाहर के लीग्स में इंडियन प्लेयर्स को भेजना शुरू कर दिए, जैसे बदोनी है या तिवातिया, इट विल बी गुड फॉर देम एज वेल. लाइक अगर आप, आई मीन आई गेट इट कि आप यू ट्राइंग टू होन टैलेंट ऑफ इंडिया एंड शो इट, यही है एक आईपीएल का स्टेज नहीं. बट आप देखो, आईएल T20 को भी भेज सकते हैं आप, एसए T20 को भी भेज सकते हैं आप, करेबियन प्रीमियर लीग को भी भेज सकते हैं आप, कितने डोमेस्टिक लीग हो गया अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड, आप इंटरनेशनल तो इन लोगों को भेजो उधर भी खेलने को, तो ये रूल ऑटोमेटिकली नलिफाई हो जाएगा। बिकॉज ये नहीं होगा कि भाई खाली इंडिया में ही खेल रहे बच्चे, बाहर जाके भी एक्सपोजर मिलना चाहिए। तो आई थिंक ये भी रूल खोल देना चाहिए कि the
Yeah,
likes of these Indian Premier League players can go out and play in these leagues and
yeah,
get an exposure
100%.
to different pitches. So that is how you will be able to make it fair across the board. Like a foreigner player will never get so much game time across outside, or in India, and an Indian will not get that same thing. So it's like that.
Yeah, and we're just talking about the captaincy. For me, I have a different perspective. I think he needs to improve his captaincy. His bowling changes need to be better. He needs to finish off his spinners. Their field placements need to be better. If there's no point start getting angry, swearing when it's the last over. If you want to, then put them on a tightrope from the beginning. Show that intensity throughout the innings. If you want to be the hard task master, which some people enjoy. So that's what I want to see from him. And I feel that in pressure situations, Rohit Sharma has not impressed as captain, and I would like to see better. I would like to see better from him, and I know he's capable of doing it because I've seen him handle pressure. Yeah, you could say that he had a great team in Mumbai Indians, but he has a great team now as well. So
Yeah,
I've seen him handle pressure better, and hopefully that he doesn't take too much of that, doesn't stress too much and uses his brain, because he's tactically he has a good cricketing brain, Rohit Sharma. I've
yeah.
noticed that throughout the years. So I
But
expect.
एक ही चीज है मेरे लिए मुस्तफा, like देखो, I get it from the captain's perspective, you expect this thing, but also you expect it from the bowlers as well, right? Like अब जो
यार
last
फिर
match
फैज
ही ले
पूरी
लो आप,
फिर ड्रॉप मारो प्लेयर्स को if they're not good enough.
but फिर वही आएगा ना, फिर उन लोगों को
चेंज
लंबी
करो.
रस्सी नहीं दे रहे. There's a lot of
नहीं
things, no,
फिर
subsequently.
but right now if you look at the Chanaka innings and you look at the Bracewell innings, it was different bowlers or whatever. It wasn't the same bowlers. So
But
over
मेरा वही
there is captaincy
आप
we have to question. The
in
captaincy has
what,
to be questioned.
see, I
In
only
terms of bowling, yeah. Sorry.
go. नहीं बोलो.
नहीं, I was waiting for what you're saying.
No, what I'm saying is, देखो Shanaka के innings again, देखो आप, he did rotate the bowlers, he did give everything that he had. As a captain also, you have limited options to an extent, right? You can't get anybody from the dugout.
You don't have limiting your options. He doesn't have limited. He's limiting his options. He could give the ball to Kohli. He could give the ball to himself. In that game, he didn't finish Kuldeep's 10 overs, bro. You're telling me that's not a mistake? Come on.
कुलदीप का तो
It's a
अगेन वही
mistake.
था ना कि भाई, yeah, again it's like you were
उसमें कोई
showing up
excuse नहीं
new
है, bro.
factor,
It's a
new
mistake.
factor
It's
था,
a
नहीं बोल सकते.
कैप्टनसी एरर है भाई वो. आपका लेग स्पिनर है, अब उसको तो ठीक है, उन्हें पिट गया, फिर आप मेरे को आके बोलो कि भाई देन आई वुड टेक दैट. बट इफ कुलदीप गेट्स हिट एंड स्टफ, देन आई वोंट ब्लेम द कैप्टन बिकॉज़ ही इज योर बेस्ट स्पिनर, राइट? ही इज
अब
गेटिंग हिट.
अगर
ओके
he
फाइन,
gets,
दैट्स ऑन द बॉलर.
अब वही है ना, काउंटर ये होगा कि अगर he gets hit and then you say why don't you go to your best bowlers, so there's always going to be something
Kuldeep
on
is
the
your
other
best
that
bowler.
will
That's what I'm saying. Kuldeep is your best bowler. Then I won't say anything. I won't blame his captaincy. Right? Then I won't. Like, for example, Bhuvneshwar jab pita tha Asia Cup mein in the second last over, I didn't blame Rohit Sharma in that because Bhuvneshwar is my go-to death bowler. Who else is there in that team? So I didn't have a problem. But then unhe bar pit raha tha, then he had to change his tactics. He can't continue with Bhuvneshwar. I didn't blame him for that. But right now, it's clear, bro. Kuldeep is your main wicket taker. Aap uska quota nahi complete kar rahe. And I'll tell you something. Virat Kohli as a captain, I've seen his weaknesses. I know that he struggles as captaincy. Rohit Sharma, actually, I feel that he has good captaincy skills. He's letting himself down, whether that's because of the pressure, whether that's because he's a bit lazy, maybe it's because he's temper, I don't know what it is. He actually has a very good cricketing brain, and as a captain he can actually take these guys to glory. I believe that he's a very good captain, but he's making mistakes, bro. And I expect more of him than Virat Kohli. I knew that he had issues in his captaincy in limited overs. In Test cricket, Virat Kohli is outstanding captain, but in limited overs, I felt that he had his limitations. But Rohit Sharma doesn't have those limitations. I feel he's a much better captain. Lekin he's letting himself down.
आज रात में बात करता हूँ मेरे से.
क्या बात करते हो भाई?
बोल तो मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ.
Paisa. That's why young foreign players that come in this league, they go faster like Jansen because they compete amongst the best to make it playing 11, where Indian players playing just because of quota. Yeah, that's true. And वो फिर आ जाता कि भाई Indian Premier League है, ये है, वो है. But you have to look at it and the long-term goal. Long-term goal is it will help your players.
और वही है कि भाई अगर अब कल को साउथ अफ्रीका या ऑस्ट्रेलिया में सीरीज होती है और बॉयज बीबीएल में खेल रहे हैं, बॉयज they can come and like help us. Like वही है कि भाई they'll have experience of playing है. अभी कितना डरते यार अपन ऑस्ट्रेलिया में खेलने से या किधर. apart from Kohli, I think we all scared. अरे यार इंग्लैंड में टेस्ट मैच, यार इंग्लैंड ओवल में टेस्ट मैच, अभी से 10 लोग आप उन्हें चितेश्वर पुजारा गया, काउंटी खेला, अच्छा करा. He at least got a gist of what it's like, the pitches are like. But if the more you send people outside, the more they'll understand about the conditions and how you have to
Exactly.
battle them.
Sachin played for Yorkshire. Ganguly played for
Yorkshire.
Lancashire.
Lancashire, yeah.
Who does
Lakshman,
Dravid play for?
uh, I,
Dra- I
Kent,
don't
no,
remember. Kent, maybe Kent or Durham. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But
I think
all
it's
these
Durham.
guys went.
Yeah,
All these guys went and played county cricket at that time. Yes, you could say कि IPL नहीं था वो time पे whatever, but you can still do it, and that's why they're such good players. आप बोलते वो generation नहीं है, वो generation भाई बहुत मेहनत करे. सौरव गंगुली उसके book में लिखा हुआ है जब before that 2002 and 3 India tour of Australia जो it was the famous 1-1. He went 6 months before to Australia and he met Greg Chappell. He met a few people. He understood the dimensions of the ground, and not only did he work on his own batting, and because he had an issue with the bouncer, he also looked at the dimensions and he was imagining field placement 6 months before the actual series. याद है तुम्हारे को series जो Dravid Adelaide में मारा था,
yeah.
double 100 or 100 या
He
मारा
played
था,
for
right?
he played for Kent and Canterbury, Dravid.
Dravid, yeah. So that time these guys used to go and put that effort. That's why we call them greats. वो
I
extra
think
effort
back in
लगाना
the day,
पड़ता.
homework was very important. Back in the day, I know आपके पास technology दुनिया का है, आप एक imaginary आप बना ले सकते हैं पूरा, but it's always different when you go and face a real kind of a pitch. आप imagination में आप आजकल laptop में बैठ के you can sort of have a hologram, आप देख ले सकते हैं कि भाई कुछ dimensions क्या है pitch के, but आप जब तक उस पे खेले नहीं आपको मालूम ही नहीं होगा. So I think वही है कि किधर बॉल जा रही है, किधर बॉल बाउंस हो रही है, किधर ग्रीन पैचेस है, किधर क्रैक्स है, ये सब आप एक जमाने में होमवर्क बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रहता था. आई मीन स्कूल का नहीं, बट आई एम सेइंग दिस व्हेन यू आर प्लेइंग अ टूर्नामेंट लाइक मुस्तफा सेड, obviously look how by just the way Mustafa is explaining it to me, I can imagine कि भाई how much they must have worked and how much it must have actually helped them. It is that point.
It helped, bro. And that team was a very good Australian team, right? There was a couple of players missing. I think Magra and Warren didn't play that series, or I know Warren didn't play that series. I'm not sure about Magra, but they it was a very tough series, and they got the result. Like, of course, they didn't win it, but 1-1 against that Australian team, you take that away from home at that time. And it was all this homework which helped for sure. I think Rohit doesn't know how to use, or he doesn't have confidence in Hardik after PP. He should bring Kuldeep and Sundar, I mean, after power play. But he just wants to get done with Hardik, which results in Kuldeep not finishing. I think also the fact that I think he doesn't have confidence in Hardik's fitness. That's the main thing. He doesn't want to get him injured. Or he was under Rohit's captaincy. You remember, Faz, in 2018, where Hardik got that first major injury, that back problem in Dubai in the Asia Cup, and they had to carry him off on a stretcher. I don't know, maybe he doesn't have confidence in his fitness more than anything else. We have seen in the past, keepers usually help the captain in field placing. Do you think Ishan would have confidence to do the same, and vice versa? Captain would have the confidence on him. Of course, wicket keeper to always mashwara lete, whether it's DRS, whether it's field placement and stuff like that. Of course, he will take his advice. Ishan Kishan is also learning. Like, you can't expect him to make all the right decisions. He might say something wrong, whether it's DRS, whether it's a field placement. But wicket keeper ki to sunte rehte. Like, there's always
best angles,
the best view. Yeah. So सुनते रहते. वाइस कैप्टन हार्दिक ही है नहीं?
Yeah.
Sometimes maybe it's just better to keep your keeper as your vice captain, I think, because then you have too many cooks spoil the broth kind of thing. Lekin they will definitely listen to the wicket keeper when it comes to field placements and reviews and all that. Man, when KL is the keeper, I have no confidence. He is that subdued kind of character, right?
I just really want Ishan Kishan to perform tomorrow, to at least knock on the door and say कि भाई apart from KL Rahul मैं भी हूँ यहाँ पे, and obviously वो left hand जो उन्हें लेके आता है table को, it's very important. But अगर Ishan Kishan doesn't perform, then there is no one right now. Probably KL Bharat will get the third ODI, and then we'll have to see how he performs, and then KL Rahul will come directly back, and then there is no complaining of that fact why KL Rahul is there. Because अभी ईशान किशन अपने पाँव पे कुल्हाड़ी मार दिया फिर. So I think then KL Rahul sort of undeservedly deserves to be there, you know what I mean? It's like that.
नहीं, मगर ईशान किशन बहुत जल्दी भी जज नहीं कर सकते, बिकॉज आप उसको पहले टॉप ऑर्डर में दिया, उन्हें 200 मार दिया वहां पे, अभी उसको मिडिल में कर रहा है, अब एक गेम में परफॉर्म नहीं करा. वी डोंट नो नेक्स्ट 2 करेगा नहीं करेगा. अगर नहीं भी करा तो इट्स टू अर्ली टू जज हिम लाइक दैट. यू हैव टू, इफ यू सीरियसली लुकिंग एट हिम एज एन ऑप्शन, देन यू हैव टू बैक हिम लॉन्गर फॉर श्योर. ये सवाल ये है कि भाई ओडीआईस कितने हैं, बिकॉज इसके बाद टेस्ट सीरीज है, पर आईपीएल है, देन आफ्टर दैट यू माइट हैव अ फ्यू ओडीआईस हियर एंड देयर बिफोर द वर्ल्ड कप. इफ यू डोंट हैव इनफ टाइम टू groom someone like Ishan Kishan,
Yeah.
then you have to go with KL Rahul in that middle order. And the problem I have more than KL Rahul the batsman is the keeper. That's the problem I have. I think KL Rahul the batsman will come good. I know that it's a very sensitive topic on this thing, but I don't have. I know the big match issue and everything, but I've seen certain innings of him where I've said, "Ye class player hai." So I have a bit of confidence way behind in my locker. But in keeping, I have zero confidence. So I would not play him as a keeper. Whether he deserves I don't think he deserves a place in the squad, in the team right now, in the 11. But as a keeper, if you're just putting him in that, it's a huge risk, man.
रिस्क तो है भाई, अब क्या ही कर सकते हैं. एंड आई थिंक I don't know, I have more I am more scared with the KL or the batsman, but only time will tell what he does. And I'm pretty sure if he doesn't perform this time, this channel will explode. This channel will
Magar,
explode.
One day में also felt he'll have more time to settle. He can consume a few more deliveries. उतना pressure नहीं रहेगा. Plus, he's not opening the batting. He's coming in the middle orders. Some sort of platform should be there, unless he's coming at 20 for 3. I feel that he'll be a bit more settled and he can take his time more. I think T20 he was getting rushed too quickly. It wasn't suiting him. Do you see any changes in Tomo's game from both sides? So from India, we both see Umran Malik coming in. Faiz is saying for Shami, I would say for Thakur, but the Shami one is probably the one which India might go to because they're going to give Thakur a longer rope. That's the only change I can think of. From New Zealand, they're waiting for Ish Sodhi. If he's fit, then he'll play. Otherwise, the other brace will play, right, Faiz? What's his name? Not
Doug.
Yeah, Dougie.
Doug Bracewell, yeah.
Doug. But even if Ishan performs, he will not play ahead of KL. As always, KL has duck up one more ICC tournament to be out. 2 is the current number. Yeah, look, like Faz said, that the team always like experienced players. They like to back players who have played more cricket. So maybe KL Rahul will go. मगर अगर KL Rahul consistent performance in India World Cup से पहले उसका position तो 11 में तो doubt रहेगा. Maybe he'll be in the squad, but whether he plays in the 11, I'll have my doubts for sure.
एक और चीज हो सकती है, probably in the border Gavaskar अगर ईशान किशन को chance दे रहे, I don't know if it's realistic, but yeah, I mean KL Rahul vice captain तो है, but अगर उसको normal batsman के जैसे ले रहे हैं, not a wicket keeper, and add Ishan Kishan in the middle, Kohli would be third.
They have to play a keeper. I don't think KL Rahul will. You think KL Rahul will keep in test?
KL Rahul won't keep, in my opinion, because he doesn't have the patience of a 90 over game and per day game.
I don't think he can. They have to go either KS Bharat or Ishan Kishan will be your keeper.
That's what, like, if you look at the squad, KS Bharat and Ishan are in there for that reason. One, they would have just kept 2 keepers, right? Why would he keep 3? Like,
KL Rahul is not keeping in test, man. He's opening the batting. उसके ऊपर keeping ये वो नहीं संभालेंगे, उन्हें बहुत pressure रहता है वो तो.
अब वो है कि अब शुभमन गिल की जिस तरीके से पारी चले, then it changes things. So yeah, you just have to think how it's going to work out.
Shubman Gill is also a test opening option, right?
Yeah, Shubman Gill, Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul, और कौन है?
Yeah, Rohit and Shubman, man, for me right now. But Rohit doesn't crisscross format, so KL Rahul is leading the way right now. But yeah,
वही है कि अगर 90 overs कर सकता नहीं कर सकता, that's a doubt. Not sure.
किस चीज में?
KL Rahul test match में technically 90 overs per day करना, keeping.
नहीं करेगा उन्हें, नहीं सवाल ही पैदा नहीं होता. I'll be very surprised. There's no chance he's going to keep. KL Rahul को, मगर मैं बोल रहा हूँ as a batsman भी problem है उसको खिलाना. I'm saying शुभमन गिल को खिलाना चाहिए.
वही तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ. That is the only way I can see. But शुभमन गिल अगर consistent है, then शुभमन गिल तो is going to play. There is no saying no to him. And if Ishan Kishan fails now, then KL Rahul will keep.
No, he won't keep.
Then who will take out? You will take out
Shubman Gill will be sitting. Otherwise, or Shreyas Iyer, if he's injured, then they'll play Shubman Gill maybe in the middle. Shubman Gill will be sitting. KL Rahul will open. They're not going. They have to play a proper keeper.
डर जा रहा मुस्तफा भी, ये सोचे मन मुस्तफा भी डर जा रहा.
नहीं, डरने के क्या है, मैं तो एंजॉय करता हूँ. KL Rahul की बैटिंग आउट हो गया तो चलेगा, क्या कर सकते हैं. मैं तो
देखो अगर अपन रियलिस्टिक ले रहे, देखो रोहित शर्मा है, you have Rohit Sharma, you have Shubman Gill और KL Rahul, right? Then you have विराट कोहली, चेतेश्वर पुजारा, उन लोगों को तो आप हटा ही नहीं सकते. तो ये 4-5 तो यहीं हो गए. अब नीचे से अब ईशान किशन है, श्रेयस अय्यर है, अक्षर पटेल फिर आ जाएगा 6th पे.
तो श्रेयस अगर फिट नहीं है तो फिर आप घुसा सकते. शुभमन गिल को. अगर श्रेयस अय्यर फिट है तो शुभमन गिल नहीं खेलेगा. केएल राहुल will start, bro, unless they drop Rahul out and out. He is not going to play as a keeper. Either he
फिर
starts or he doesn't start.
सूर्या कुमार भी है, बट आई डोंट थिंक सूर्या कुमार खेलेगा.
वहाँ पे सरफराज का बनता था, लेकिन जो भी है, like if Surya Kumar also plays, hope he plays well. It's going to be a test of spin as well. Let's see who. That's what Shreyas Iyer I think is important in this series. Even though I still feel उसका बहुत बड़ा weakness है short ball का, कितने की बार बोले हम लोग, लेकिन I think he's the best player of spin right now in the India team. That's just my opinion. I don't know what you feel, but that's why I think Shreyas Iyer might be your most.
He played well in Sri Lanka. Yeah, he played well against Sri Lanka as well.
And even in the Bangladesh series क्या अच्छा खेल रहा था उन्हें स्पिन को.
80s मारा ना, एक दो अच्छा था यार.
And Nathan Lyons को counter करने first, that's where you're going to go with Ishan Kishan, right? But what I'm saying is that Ishan Kishan, for example, if he does play and he doesn't, because he's just starting in this format and he doesn't perform, you need someone like a Shreyas Iyer, because I think he'll also attack Nathan Lyons. I just feel that's going to be the concept.
But what
Yeah, KL Rahul is our test opener and vice captain with the average of 34.
Out of the squad is 41, even Murli is 38. क्या है कि चिराग भाई, I don't know, again शुभमन को बाहर निकालना इतना unfair है at this point because of the way he's performed. But red ball में I don't know उसका stats क्या है. शुभमन का red ball में क्या है मुस्तफा? Has he played?
Yeah, he's played a lot. No, he played
yeah,
against Australia in Australia.
In Australia, yeah.
भाई उसका 90 है, 11 में भूल जा रहे तुम. His test average is 32, Shubman Gill. So KL Rahul tops him, bro. Shubman Gill test average 32 in 13 matches. KL Rahul tops him. KL Rahul getting first dibs, bro. जितना इम्पोर्टेंस हम केएल को देते हैं उतना उसकी शादी में नहीं मिल रही. भाई मिल रही होंगी, मगर हम लोग को उसके क्रिकेट से लेना देना है, इसकी शादी से. अब वो मीडिया में मतलब शायद आएगा. ऑल्सो दे ट्राई टू कीप इट अंडर रैप्स. अब तो आजकल तो अंबानी की लड़के की शादी हो रही, तो पूरा न्यूज उसमें
क्रिंज था यार, बहुत क्रिंज था वो.
Amitabh Bachchan, according to Punter, ditched that party and was in Saudi chilling with Messi and Ronaldo, bro. That was incredible, man. I did not see that coming. He came in and inaugurated that game. I don't know. I never thought I would see a photo like that of Messi, Ronaldo, and Amitabh
Bachchan. And he shook सबका हाथ मिलाया, but Messi का and Ronaldo का सबसे ज़्यादा. And apparently उन्होंने खाली good evening बोलने उतना time लगाया. I don't know. This is such a good evening बोल के he said apparently, but I don't know how true that is. But man, Amitabh Bachchan क्या किस्मत वाला है यार. रोनाल्डो मेसी से मिल गया.
यार रोनाल्डो मेसी किस्मत वाले Amitabh Bachchan से मिले. Experienced actor, and this guy is very well known.
He's a legend, man. He's a legend, bro. Like
he's not like Messi and Ronaldo level popular, but in our areas, in our shores.
But it's like good to see how Saudi Arabia has with Ronaldo and Messi, obviously how they're highlighting this league now. People are writing off this Saudi league and they don't know, but I know you have quite a lot follow करते Saudi league, and मैं ये बोल रहा था आपको, देखो कि ISL को भी ऐसा प्रमोट अगर करे, ऑब्वियसली पैसा वो सब डालना जरूरी है, उसका स्पोर्ट्स कोटा वो अलग पॉलिटिक्स है इंडिया में, आप छोड़ दो, बट it's like very commendable how Saudi is putting these efforts, man, to highlight.
But football is also, first of all, they have a lot of money to pump, but also football is the number one sport in Saudi, and cricket is the number one in India. And then even then, you football has to
which they're saturating, man, according to me, in India. बहुत ज़्यादा कर दे रहे, like cricket in general as a sport saturate हो जा रही इतना, जैसा अपन discuss कर रहे थे.
Yeah, you say that, मगर आप देखो, like जब वर्ल्ड कप आ जाता है या कोई बड़ा मैच आ जाता है, अब जैसा शुभमन गिल का जो इनिंग थी, पूरी हैदराबाद देखने गई वो, like 30,000 people were there. There's a lot of people, not Puri Hyderabad, there's a lot of people watching that game. So it just shows the craze. 50 over लोग बोलते भाई time नहीं है. That stadium was full after 1 or 2 hours of the start of play.
Yeah.
लोग डुमा मार के गए थे देखने. तो क्रिकेट का जो इंटरेस्ट है वो इंडिया में बीट करना थोड़ा मुश्किल है. सऊदी में फुटबॉल is the most popular sport, so it's a bit easier in that way. They have the funds now and they're willing to bring people in, and that's what they're trying to attract. It's going to take time, but they've already gone really made leaps and bounds improvement in terms of getting players in and getting matches. These kind of matches going. I would have never thought there'd be a Messi versus Ronaldo game in Saudi. उमरान को मौका मिलेगा क्या इस सीरीज में? भाई मिलना चाहिए. मैं पहले तो बोल रहा था रेस्ट कर रहा हूं, मगर अब 2 गेम हो गए बैक टू बैक. श्रीलंका का लास्ट गेम नहीं खेला, ये गेम नहीं खेला, एंड नाउ आई एम स्टार्टिंग टू फील उसको बैलेंस की वजह से नहीं खेल रहे. आई थिंक उसको एक गेम खिलाना, 2 गेम हर सीरीज खिलाना, एक बिठाना, बिकॉज ही इज he's a golden jewel, right? You need to preserve him, but yeah, I think he should play, man. Umran Malik, he middle overs में उन्हें विकेट टेकिंग ऑप्शन है. ऐसा नहीं है कि उन्हें नहीं पिट सकता. डोंट बी सरप्राइज उसकी इकोनॉमी अगर बहुत हाई हो जाती है एक गेम में, लेकिन उन्हें ब्रेक थ्रू लेके आ सकता जो दूसरे बॉलर्स शायद आपके स्क्वाड में नहीं लेके आएंगे. तो उमरान मलिक का आई थिंक बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस है ये टीम में इन दैट सिचुएशन.
उमरान मलिक को मेरे को लग रहा कल खेलेगा, बट देखेंगे शामी को बिठाते कि नहीं बिठाते, वो भी एक चीज है.
एक को तो बिठाना शार्दुल और शमी में से. आई थिंक दे शुड ड्रॉप वन ऑफ द टू एंड गिव उमरान मलिक अ रन. इंडिया तो रेसलिंग का भी बुरा हाल करी है, फुटबॉल तो बहुत दूर है. या एंड ऑल्सो यू नो so much other like hockey, there's a lot of interest now with the World Cup going on, but hockey used to be hockey is the national sport, right, of India.
Yeah.
So yeah, football is way behind, man. Then kabaddi chal raha
है. Like in India में समझ सकते तुम बहुत जिस तरीके से इंडिया का पॉलिटिक्स है एंड जो मिनिस्टर्स हैं एंड व्हाटएवर, लाइक जो भी एसोसिएशंस होती है, AIFF है या रेसलिंग फेडरेशन है, व्हाटएवर, बहुत ज्यादा उसमें अनबंद होती है. बट आई एम जस्ट सेइंग थोड़ा बहुत आप हर चीज, आपको इंडिया का प्रॉब्लम क्या है, कॉपी पेस्ट एवरीथिंग टू एवरीथिंग. लाइक IPL खुला, सब्सिक्वेंटली फिर आप ISL खोले, सब्सिक्वेंटली फिर आप हॉकी प्रीमियर लीग, कोका लीग, ये लीग, वो लीग, ये लीग. आदमी देखना तो देखना क्या, और वो साइमल्टेनियसली चलते पूरे. तो यू कांट फॉलो वन थिंग एंड जिधर पैसा बन रहा खत्म, वो छापो. अरे भाई पब्लिक है, आखाएं क्या है. तो they overdo everything. That's one thing that I don't like about the way they do it. But it's a long way for India to learn all of these things.
Yeah, 100%. We don't have people with merit at the right places. Exactly. First, we talked about Rohit Sharma. Just a word on Tom Latham filling in for Kane Williamson. Yes, I think a few too many runs in the field. They need to be a bit more alert. They dropped catches, dropped chances. They could have won this game if they took the chances in the field. Shubman Gill was dropped twice. So as a captain, he'll want to make sure that his fielders are alert. He's putting them in the right positions and the right personnel in the right positions. I think his field placement was decent. Like maybe he can shift around the personnel. Like apart from that, he's someone who has captained New Zealand before, if I'm not mistaken. So he's just looking to build now, and he's probably the front runner after Kane Williamson. And it's good to have this kind of option. I feel this kind of series under pressure, especially by India, mein to awaaz nahi aati. For the biggest challenge for a captain in the world, I think, is in India. So someone like a Latham captaining, I think this is very good exposure for him.
Very good, and at a very good, like 30 का है, उन्हें perfect time पे उसको मिल गया. He's played decent amount of cricket and he's an established batsman. I think nobody is going to argue in that New Zealand squad के भाई मेरे को बनाओ because he's been doing a very good job. Like you said, right field placement, but it was shocking to see the quality that New Zealand had in terms of fielding. They were very poor, and I think that is what he'll be looking at very importantly. And obviously leaking of runs and the short pitch deliveries, वो भी थोड़ा देखना पड़ेगा मेरे हिसाब से. But apart from that, yeah, Latham is doing a good job. Nothing much that was in his control that nothing slipped out of his control. It was just the bowler had a very bad day, and then no one could step up in the batting department apart from Shatner and Bracewell.
हेल्स एंड चाचू क्या कर रहे हैं T20 लीग में. हेल्स का आप जो मैच अभी मेंशन कर रहे थे, फैज उन्हें 100 मार दिया, 110 रन्स हेल्स फॉर द डेजर्ट वाइपर्स ऑफ 59 बॉल्स, 6.
चाचू तो हारिस रफ को 3 छक्के मारे भाई, क्या बोल रहे हैं आप.
कौन?
इफ्तिखार अहमद चाचू.
हारिस रफ को मारा था. हाँ, वो क्या बड़ी बात है, विराट कोहली भी मारा हारिस रफ.
बड़ी बात नहीं है, वो विराट
कैलिबर के प्लेयर है भाई. चाचू बहुत कैलिबर के प्लेयर है भाई. अक्सर को भी मारे उन्होंने, अक्सर को ही मारे थे 3 छक्के. क्या यार चाचू का लाइट मतलब प्रॉपर T20. रोहित कब 100 मारेगा? मीडिया भी चुपे, 1 साल से कोई 100 नहीं आई और मीडिया की आवाज नहीं आई. मुंबई की लॉबी देखो, रोहित के 100 अब नहीं आए. अगर ये साल में अगर नहीं आए तो फिर आवाज उठेगा. ऑलरेडी उसके कैप्टनसी के पे सवाल उठ रहे हैं, उसके टेम्पर पे भी सवाल उठ रहे हैं, तो उठेगा. लेकिन
डाइट पे भी सवाल उठ रहे थे.
हाँ, पिछले 2-3 साल में तो काफी 100s मारा. इफ यू लुक एट द टेस्ट मैचेस आल्सो, ही हैड सम क्रूशियल इनिंग्स. इंग्लैंड में उन्हें जबरदस्त पारी खेला था, फैबुलस सेंचुरी.
श्रीलंका में 83 श्रीलंका के अगेंस्ट 83 मारा था, ऑलमोस्ट गॉट अ सेंचुरी. बांग्लादेश के अंदर हाफ सेंचुरी मारा है. तो आई मीन ही इज गेटिंग रन्स ब्रो. इट्स जस्ट लाइक so around.
No, what I was just trying to say कि it's not biased like that. It's not like कि भाई कोहली को ही अटैक करेंगे, रोहित को भी करेंगे क्रिटिसाइज लोग. नहीं चुप बैठते पब्लिक का. अगर उन्हें नहीं मारा 100 ये साल तो आप देख लेंगे. कि रोहित के उस पे ऑलरेडी सवाल उठ रहे उसके कैप्टनसी पे. How many
बट
catches will Phillips take?
सवाल ये है आशीष भाई, आप टेबल देखे या नहीं देखे? आप मेरे को रिप्लाई नहीं दिया आप. Not even.
How many catches will Phillips take? 3.
I think he'll get one probably in the deep. That's it.
He get one in the deep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
First कौन सा टेबल के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं आप?
Fantasy Premier League table. Ashish had
यही
sent
है
me
हम लोग के बारे में. तुम इंडिविजुअल देखते हैं. मैं समझा you talking about Sunrisers, but I forgot that's my team.
Oh, yeah. आप हंसेगा
We're second, bro. We're second. तुम्हारे को मैं कभी नहीं छोड़ूंगा. But yeah, Fez is now.
जानवी के जैसे. जानवी के जैसे.
Fez got 90. How many points did you get?
94.
94 minus 4.
Yeah. So 90.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's good math.
and but you're way you're way ahead in the table. I got 99 points, but I'm way
No,
behind.
I'm
There's a lot
not
of
here to
catching
say
up.
that I'm ahead of the table. I can drop down tomorrow, but certain someone was sending me a certain amount of voice notes and videos, and he was telling me that he captained Kane, then he did some genius, and then today I'm just trying to enjoy this moment. But I remember Pandra bhai asked me why did you do bench boost, and this is why.
Oh, you did bench boost?
Yeah.
भाई 80 या 50 की बात नको करो. कोहली भी मारता तब भी आउट ऑफ फॉर्म बोलते थे. रोहित से 100 चाहिए. 100 तो आएगा भाई. अगर नहीं आया तो 100 criticism, अगर 100 नहीं आया तो क्रिटिसिज्म आएगा. मगर अगर आप देखें विराट कोहली का बहुत बुरा फॉर्म चल रहा था 3 साल, 2.5 years, 3 years. तो जब लोग सवाल उठ रहे थे, लाइक वो वाजिब था. लाइक आई नो यू आर अ ह्यूज विराट कोहली फैन. देयर इज नथिंग रॉन्ग इन डिफेंडिंग योर गाय, बट देयर इज अ रीजन फॉर दैट क्रिटिसिज्म. some was unnecessary and everything. But once you start scoring, then now everyone shut up. Now people are criticizing Rohit Sharma. अगर आप देख लो, like रोहित शर्मा की criticism ज्यादा चल रही. And he will, if he doesn't score 100 this year, he will get criticized.
100%.
He's 4 points ahead after using bench boost, Fez.
And I'm still ahead. The main word over there is ahead. A win is a win, sir.
That was incredible, but I have to applaud you for that Mahrez move. That was an excellent move.
But I have to applaud you for the Bruno move. Not a lot of people would have.
वो तो तुक्का था. Like no one did that.
मेरा भी तुक्का था. मैं Foden से चिढ़ में आके Mahrez को ले लिया.
You're not the only guy who put Mahrez in the team. There's quite a few like FPL, will be like top FPL players, people who have like proper legit channels and stuff who picked Mahrez. So that is like a thought move. I don't know if you thought about it, but I think you did. Me, I just like, bro, I can't captain City. I don't want anything. I want something different. I went and just went Bruno. So it was more of a tukka. But I love tukkas, man. I live for that. I live for these days, bro. I live.
Like I
think Arsenal will win. I think.
No, man. Kal is not Arsenal.
अच्छा परसों में हाँ बोलो.
परसों की बात परसों करेंगे, and I feel United going to win. But what do you think about how India and New Zealand is going to pan out?
I think for the series to be alive, it might be fun. New Zealand win. It will be fun. New Zealand win.
But Rohit 100 मानेगा.
रोहित नहीं. देखो अब देखना पड़ेगा पिच. मेरे को पिच का उतना नहीं मालूम. आई नो तुम बोले रोड सेफ्टी का है, आईपीएल चल रहा है वहाँ पे, मगर अब इंटरनेशनल मैच है पहली बार, तो आई डोंट नो एग्जैक्टली पिच क्या रहेगा. मैं ऑनेस्टली मेरे हिसाब से बोल रहा हूँ. तो उस हिसाब से देखना. अगर हाई स्कोरिंग है तो फिर आई थिंक दैट विल बी might be better for New Zealand because they've shown that they can put the Indian bowlers under pressure. If it's even if it's conducive for spin, New Zealand can challenge India. For India now, they have players in form. They have Shubman Gill who's there. Virat Kohli is in form as well. So they have their batting. The worry for me is bowling. Even New Zealand, they had an off day. But they have someone like a Ferguson. I think that's a one-off, getting hit for 3 sixes. I think that's a one-off. He can come back. For India. It depends on the changes that they make. If they go with the same team, will Shardul come back fighting, or will he be put under the pump again? So it might be a matter of death bowling. Whoever bowls better in the death. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. That's a good option.
सूर्या ODI में big innings चाहिए, नहीं तो T20 का ही बैट्समैन बन के रहेगा.
सूर्या का अगर आप देखो अभी जो recent ODI situations में जो आया, it's not given the most ultimate freedom to be explosive या be himself. पहले ओडीआई जो आया केएल राहुल साहब आके उनकी जगह पे बैठ गए थे. He could have come on the 42nd या 43rd over. KL Rahul had entered that time. If you give Surya that much time, he would have made something of it. And which is what pushed him. उनको push करना पड़ा अपनी innings और जल्दी जल्दी खेल के out हुआ. Last time भी 31 मारे. He did have time, but it's just a situation that he is coming in. I think that is what is affecting him. Maybe if he gets a better amount of time to bat, maybe as a 50 over format. I know he has a 20 over format batsman, but 50 over mein you need time. No matter who you are, ball one se aake marna is hard in a 50 over match.
I don't mind though, like the way he played yesterday.
You don't
2
mind,
days
I
ago.
understand, but I'm just saying, like,
I like that innings. 38 of 20 he gave me. He kept the strike rate going. He didn't let the pressure go on Shubman Gill, and he kept going. I know totally. I understand where you're coming from. That 50 over में थोड़ा time लेना पड़ता, थोड़ा sensible लेना. But I don't mind if there is a player who's not sensible in the team, one player, because then he might be your X factor in big matches, or even like in a match जहाँ पे फंसा हुआ है, he might be your guy. Like 60 of 30 Surya comes and wins it for you. So I don't mind that from Surya Kumar Yadav. थोड़ा सा reckless batting चलता मेरे हिसाब से modern day cricket में. अगर out हो गया उन्हें ऐसा wicket फेंक दिया तो I'm okay with that. Like, but you have to be. You already have, because you have Virat Kohli over there who can anchor. Shubman Gill has shown that he can anchor and he can accelerate. So he has both facets to his game, and you also have what's his name, Rohit Sharma can play two gears if needed. Yeah. So in my opinion, if you have Hardik Pandya also these days is playing anchor, he's not really going from ball one. So if you have someone like a Surya in the middle order, why not, right? Him and Ishan Kishan, go for it.
But only the way I'm looking at Mustafa, मेरे हिसाब से अगर given the competition in this team and Surya's way of batting, right? अभी he'll already अभी देखो 2 ही ODI खेला उन्हें recency में, and उसको अभी से question कर पा रहे कि he might be a batsman, T20 का ही batsman बन के रह जाएगा. तो from a Surya's perspective, I'm just for his safety, in this team, I would like to see a big innings and a sensible innings. I won't want him to go
totally
out
understand. I totally understand, but that's the thing with our culture is the fear of failure, right? Like कि भाई कुछ भी ऐसा गलत करते हैं उससे भाई इन्हें T20 का ही बैट्समैन है. बट मैं बोल रहा हूँ भाई गलतियां करने दो, एक उन्हें अगर लगा दिया और फिर फॉर्म पकड़ लिया वहां से, then you'll never know what will happen with Surya Kumar Yadav, and maybe he might become your match winner in the World Cup. So I'm saying I totally understand where you're coming from, but for me, I should not be. I'm not worried about failure. Like if I am Surya Kumar Yadav, or if I'm the Indian team management. Not Surya, let's say I'm Rohit Sharma, I'll say कि भाई I will back you, तुम खाली मारते जाओ, मैं तो खिलाऊंगा आपको.
पहले तुम सेंचुरी मारो, पहले तुम you said you're Rohit Sharma, सेंचुरी मारो. नहीं, but I understand what you're saying, but it's just the way I'm looking at it.
Because if you see, like we say that in India, like थोड़ा sensible खेलना, wicket मत फेंको, ये वो, मगर अब cricket change हो रहा भाई, especially one day white ball cricket, the way England have transitioned into a team, they play reckless, man. Like you saw that game in 2019 in the World Cup against Sri Lanka. It's such a bad performance with the bat, but they ended up winning the World Cup. They lost to Ireland in the T20 with bad performance. They didn't play with their heads, but I'm saying that if that can get me overall success, like become more consistent as a team and more feared, more than consistent, more feared as a team, then why not?
No team and I would technically, yeah.
In ODI, Shreyas greater than Surya.
At this point, yes, because he has more ODI under his belt and he's been playing consistently. So yeah. वक्त अभी बहुत अजीब चीज है, आज तेरा है कल मेरा होगा, FPL war is on, let's go. भाई क्या तेरा क्या मेरा, भाई है भाई, जो तेरा है वो मेरा है.
Someone's getting nervous. क्या सूर्या fastest 50 मार सकता है क्या T20 में?
मार सकता, पोटेंशियल तो है भाई, हर शॉट इन द बुक है.
100 मार देना रोहित शर्मा, मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ he'll be the first player in international cricket to hit 300, bro. Rohit Sharma. Out of
yeah, he's done 264. He could actually, but
very close.
Shubman भी इस तरीके से खेला अम्मा.
फास्टेस्ट 50 के ऑप्शंस देखो, आगे बस ईशान किशन भी है, उन्हें भी कर सकता, सूर्या भी कर सकता. On their day anyone can hit fastest 50, but these two look likely to me, like when it comes to, because they just play from ball one, right? They go and smash it, and that's more what I want to see. I don't mind losing games if he gets out like with a rash shot. I don't mind if his intent is there. If his strike rate is 150, but okay, fine, he didn't play a big innings, he didn't score 100, it's okay, because you have enough players there to play your counter and play your anchor.
Tomorrow, yeah, he's my fantasy pick, bro, of course.
शॉबी कर सकता. शॉ भी
पृथ्वी
कर
शॉ.
सकता. शॉ को
हाँ?
क्या मालूम, apart from all the other news off the field, Shaw was exposed for that in swinging delivery. Like how
Swing delivery, yeah.
yeah, he was exposed badly in the IPL. Dubai में expose हो रहा था उन्हें, and he was getting out every single ball. Shaw at one time was playing Test cricket for India. He
Yes.
played in New Zealand. He opened the batting, Prithvi Shaw. So he got exposed very badly. So that's why उसको थोड़ा gap मिल गया. Like of course the talent is there, and that's why they went to him first. If you see from Shubman Gill and all these people, Ishan Kishan, yeah, Prithvi Shaw ke paas, I think one of the first they went to him. He was the Indian under 19 captain. They recognize his talent, like, and he got exposed in the beginning. Now he's working on his game. He's trying to work hard, and he's coming back. So, thing. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so apart from his off-field antics and all that, it's he had a deficiency in his batting, which made him take
But he's
sannyas
working on it,
from
and yeah, bro,
cricket.
379 ले आए, and yeah, that got him back into the squad, and hopefully देखना अगर उसको chance मिलता है या नहीं मिलता है, फिर IPL is always there to, again, selection
पृथ्वी
criteria.
शॉ भाई एक टाइम पे लाइक सुने में आ रहा था कि ही इज गोना बी द नेक्स्ट तेंदुलकर. There's like a documentary also like on Netflix, I think, with the upcoming youth cricketers. Usme they showed him as a kid when he was 14, 15, and some of the shots he was playing and the interviews that people were giving there, they were saying that this guy is going to be the next big thing. He got distracted, certain things happened, there was issues in his technique and all that, so that kind of thoda sa pushed back his career, but he can come back. He's still a very young guy. He can come back and make his uh, continuous legacy. Deficiency है तभी क्रॉस रन लेता है. हाँ, अलग issues भी होते रहते हैं, but what can you do? I don't know exactly क्या scene है वो वाला, but मैं जो देखा pitch पे, he was struggling, bro, when he was playing for India. He was struggling big time, Prithvi Shaw. And even in the IPL he was struggling. But he's coming back now, so let's see क्या होता from that thing. Prithvi Shaw भी मार सकता fastest 100%. But yeah, Faiz, you're happy with the Indian team, with the direction they're moving in. Shikhar Dhawan, they moved on from him. They're going with Shubman Gill. They're backing Ishan Kishan. They're backing Umran Malik. You're happy with the direction. And tomorrow, what are you expecting from the game?
Expecting hopefully that we're able to win it easily tomorrow comfortably. But I know again वही situation है कि नया stadium में even India has not played a lot of, I think not a lot of IPL खेले हुए, but I don't know कौन से players खेले हुए उस पे. I think चेन्नई खेली थी and I think मुंबई इंडियंस में खेल के, but उसमें प्लेयर कौन से नहीं मालूम. बहरहाल नया स्टेडियम है, नया दस्तूर है, but yeah, the head space right now in the Indian camp is very confident. It's a young side, it's an agile side. Right direction में जा रहे. Kuldeep Yadav back in the squad. Umran Malik, hopefully if he gets picked, he had a good run of thing. Muhammad Siraj has been phenomenal. So everyone has been doing their part right now. Hopefully we can see Rohit Sharma also getting back with the bat. I mean, he has at least given us a good fast start, I would say, a good intended start. Shubman Gill 200, brimming with confidence. So hopefully I'm expecting a dominating Indian side tomorrow.
Yes, आपकी comments ले लो.
इंडिया के लिए हार्दिक की फॉर्म इंपॉर्टेंट है क्योंकि ऑलराउंडर है, गेम चेंजर होता है. 2019 बेन, ये तो आपका कमेंट है भाई, ये तो मेरा कमेंट नहीं है. बट हार्दिक पांड्या का वही है अंशुल भाई, जिस तरीके से मैं देख रहा हूँ कि bowling में he's not done a lot of wrong. Bowling wise एक लास्ट मैच में 70 रन खाया है, but even in that also लास्ट ओवर जो उन्होंने डाला था न्यूजीलैंड, like just before the over of Shami, it changed the momentum of the game and he managed to keep it economical. Batting के तरफ से I would say कि 1.5 महीने का उनको 1.5 month का ब्रेक था after T20 World Cup, उसमें उन्होंने क्रिकेट नहीं खेले. बैटिंग में खाली थोड़ा बहुत he needs consistent नॉक्स. अगर थोड़ा टाइम लेके भी खेले तो नो प्रॉब्लम. आई वुड से 50 ओवर का गेम है, आप थोड़ा टाइम लेके खेलो, थोड़ा गेट योर बैट इन रिदम एंड स्विंग. होपफुली वो बैटिंग पे भी आ जाएगा वापस. ही इज टू गुड मैन.
Swing, baby. What time today we are chasing Green Arrows game series, so yeah, thoda chips and tips chahiye. So we're going to start in 3 hours. That is 12:30 India time, 11 o'clock Dubai time, 10 o'clock Saudi Arabia time, Toronto time, that
UK.
is 2 p.m. Toronto time, 7 p.m. UK time. And thank you, Ashish, for your support. You can subscribe to the football channel Chasing Green Arrows over there. Dean Jones and Gianni Buttice will be hosting it, and me and Faiz will be behind the scenes, and hopefully we have a good show today. Let's see what happens.
आशीष मैंने खेल तो छोड़ दिया मैं. अब ये लास्ट वीक था मेरा खेलने का. I got work on the Arsenal and United game.
I want India to get to chase big total and Shardul laugh up with the bat so that India.
चिराग भाई out for war against Shardul Thakur and KL Rahul. I think जहाँ ये
मगर
लोग
मैं
दिखेंगे.
मैं कभी नहीं भूलूंगा ये फेस, कभी नहीं भूलूंगा. I don't know if you saw. I know you saw this match. I don't know if you saw this moment live. I also was lucky to capture that moment on TV. uh, Thakur comes in. He's making his test debut, I think. Pat comes in running at the. There's a big crack in the middle of the gap. Bounce और third छक्का फाइनल के ऊपर शार्दुल ठाकुर. From there, Lord Thakur बना उन्हें. So I'll never forget that from शार्दुल ठाकुर. उस वो छक्के के बाद मैं भी मान रहा हूँ उसको ऑलराउंडर भाई. मैं कभी भी नहीं because that
वही
it
Pat
was.
Cummins को या.
And the situation, him and Sundar took them out of jail, man, in that game and took them to a
Yeah.
decent score. बहुत मुश्किल था
That
situation.
is when Sundar made 96. Was that the one?
Yeah, I don't know exactly how much he scored, but both of them put on a big partnership. They both scored 50s. I don't know exactly
50s.
क्या वो
Okay.
था. And it took because Australia scored like 400 or something, and it took India to closer to that target. At one stage, India were like down and out in that game. तो वो छक्के के बाद मैं भी मानता हूँ उसको.
Chirag bhai, imagine in that big total if Shardul Thakur makes a big contribution, then what are you going to say?
But I know where he's coming from also. Like, Shardul Thakur has been, poor with the ball. Faz mentioned fitness. Maybe he's trying to get into rhythm. We know that he takes wickets. Magar, at what cost are you going to take those wickets, right? There has to be some sort of balance. There was a meme on Shardul for that Yorker, marunga bhi, मैं बचूंगा भी मैं. मरवाऊंगा, sorry. But yeah, Faz, to wrap it up, final thoughts. There's big football games going on. Chelsea, Liverpool. Your prediction tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I feel Liverpool will get back to their winning ways. They've been very off. Recent performances have not been convincing. Brighton से भी 3-0 हारे अभी हाल में. Solly March gave it to them in January. So
where did he give it to them?
He gave it to them in the back, sir. Three.
No, I didn't mean the position. I meant like which ground. At
home. Away था ना, like for Brighton. At home at Anfield.
Anfield में मारा था उन्हें, right?
Anfield पे मारा. नहीं, I think it was away. Brighton away.
Trossard जो मारा था. पहले beginning of. तुम अभी recently का बोल रहे? Sorry, हाँ.
अभी का बोल रहा. वही सोचो क्या वो. So yeah, I still feel that Liverpool will bounce back. They have Mo Salah. Hopefully Darwin will come back from injuries. तो देखना पड़ेगा. But what do you think about Casemiro's yellow card and unable to play? I know you're very pissed off. But how do you see Arsenal versus United over the weekend?
Part of the game, bro. No excuses. We move. We Scott McTominay, McFred. If I give you my honest opinion, I think Arsenal are favorites going to the game, but I'm not scared because they're favorites. Like I don't expect United to win the game. If they do, it's a bonus, and if they get a point, also that's a bonus. Because right now Arsenal is the best team in the league. They're playing really good football, very fluid football. Defensively, they're watertight. There's a few times where Tottenham could have scored, but Ramsdale made those saves. So United can exploit at their defense. Lekin I feel that Arsenal are going favorites.
That was Thakur's second test. He was batting for the first time. Alon Eltembe, he bowled 10 delivered and went off injured. जब से fitness issues है उसको. बच्चों को क्या है भाई? I don't get it. India के बच्चे नरम हो यार. Faz bhai, if he will contribute big in the chase, he will make sure to contribute bigger in the New Zealand total with the obviously leaking away runs. But yeah, with time we'll only know if Shardul Thakur is a boon or a bane. I mean, fitness has always been an issue for these guys. I think यही है कि भाई थोड़ा प्रोटीन चढ़ा बच्चों में, थोड़ा डाइट वाइट जो है यार, क्या है. मैं परसों उसको याद कर रहा था, मुझसे अशोक डिंडा को. हेडबैंड लेके आ गया था
अशोक डिंडा.
Then and it's like unnecessary spending. I don't get what Chelsea is doing there. Just जो बच्चा दिख रहा, जो बच्चा किसी से लिंक है उसको किडनैप कर ले रहे. It doesn't even make sense. They need to get to win over win other Potter को Hogwarts से छोड़ना पड़ेगा. Yeah. So I think वही है कि it's just unnecessary spending in this point of time. January में तो खरीद ले, मतलब they're setting up Potter for the new season. I think वही छूंगा और कोई लॉजिक.
ठाकुर से अच्छे तो वेंकटेश अय्यर को मौका दे दो फ्यूचर में. या वेंकटेश अय्यर को भी गायब कर दिए. मेरे को नहीं मालूम क्या हो गया. He played decent in that last T20 series that he played. I remember he came in the middle order, scored a 50 also. He finished one of the games.
रवि बिश्नोई को भी गायब कर दिया.
उसको भी गायब कर दिया बिश्नोई को. पता नहीं क्या हो रहा है. I don't know कहाँ चले जाते हैं ये प्लेयर्स. और फिर दूसरे प्लेयर्स को बैक करते रहते हैं, एंड जो प्लेयर्स परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, दैट्स व्हाट आई एम सरप्राइज्ड अबाउट, राइट? जो प्लेयर्स परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, आप उनको तो बैक करो यार.
But देखना पड़ेगा अब कैसा बैक करे नहीं करे. But the Durban Super Giants are playing the Pretoria Capital. 48-3 है Durban. 3 विकेट चले गए हैं ऑलरेडी, एंड 2 विकेट वेन पार्नेल काफी अच्छी बॉलिंग कर रहा है, एंड Andre Nortje 1 over 6 runs and 1 wicket right now. And your boy Quinton de Kock is out, Mustafa. But your boy Hendrik Klaasen is on the pitch.
पूरे मेरे ही बॉयज है माशाल्लाह. I'm so lucky man. Chardo should either shorten his run up or bowl fast. ये भाग के जब धीरे डालता तो गुस्सा आता है. या आना चाहिए. थोड़ा फ्रस्ट्रेटिंग रहता है इतना लंबा रन अप लेके. ऐसा हल्लू अगर फेंके तो फिर वो रहता. Yeah, Faz, should we wrap up?
Your call, sir.
Yeah, let's wrap up. If you guys have any few last minute questions, let us know. Last comments we'll take, and we'll wrap up. We'll see you on tomorrow after the game. So after the India game, we'll see you there. There's a lot of things. Please, if you guys can convince Faiz in the comments to go to the gym early and get all his stuff early done early tomorrow, then we'll have a busy day ahead and cover everything. But don't worry, even if he's in the gym, we'll still cover it, and we'll still get you the latest from that game. But there's a lot of football tomorrow, so we'll balance it out. Don't worry, we'll come back.
What a busy day! What a busy
India
day!
was, yeah. And Faiz, your prediction for your final predictions for the 3 games.
Which 3
1
games?
cricket and 2 football.
Tomorrow India will win. Liverpool will win. And what's the other? United का तो Sunday को है. So what's the other for match you're talking about?
Yeah, वही Sunday का. Sorry.
Sunday का United is going to win, bro. United is going to win 100%.
Okay, thank you. Shardul, yeah, we took this. एक बार से CSK को फाइनल हरवा दिया था शार्दुल ठाकुर. Didn't the academy boys have premium membership to the Indian team? सिराज माइट टेक रेस्ट. अरे आशीष उसको कहा गया. हर्षल पटेल. आशीष को एक टाइम पे कितना हर ग्रुप में बोलता था हर्षल पटेल को लेके आओ, हर्षल पटेल को लेके आओ. मेरे को अभी भी याद है हर्षल पटेल कहाँ चले यार.
वाकई गायब हो गया हर्षल पटेल. ये तो अभी एकदम रैंडम गायब हो.
मेरे को रैंडमली याद है कनाडा में मैं बैठा हुआ था, हर 2 मैसेज आशीष करते अरे हर्षल पटेल को लेके आओ. आई थिंक उसका आईपीएल अच्छा जा रहा था वो टाइम पे, मगर कहाँ चले गया हर्षल पटेल. उन्हें भी अशोक डिंडा का एकेडमी दिख रहा मेरे को. करता है भाई 3 पर्सनल ट्रेनिंग करते हैं भाई. नवाब साहब है, कभी उठा नहीं सकते नींद में से. कभी सोना और जिम, ये 2 चीजें नहीं छीन सकते इनसे. मगर बेचारे बहुत मेहनती है, वैसा नहीं है. वेरी हार्ड वर्किंग गाय एंड एवरीथिंग. There's 2 things very stubborn on, they can't shift, so we have to get that done. And but it's good. Exercise will make you
look at the players that are injured, man. पूरे गाड़ियों में कहाँ गायब हो जा रहा. हर्षल पटेल ऑन टूर गायब है. शार्दुल ठाकुर इंजर्ड है. भाई मेरे को फिट रहना है भाई. क्या पता मेरे को कॉल अप आ जाएगा. भाई आप सबसे फिटेस्ट है अभी.
First, we should also try to interview sports medical doctors and stuff, man, because the injuries, like right now, especially with the amount of cricket and stuff, it's very frequent, and it'll help us also understand, like, some, for example, I would love to know about Jasprit Bumrah's injury, why it's taking so long. I know it's a back injury, but why is it taking long? What is the recovery process? How can it heal? How can you avoid this? What is the cause for it? I think we should do some interviews, try to get some doctors on, and
definitely give us a good perspective of how it takes time, and also उसमें recuperation के दौरान क्या क्या करना चाहिए as a player, what he can do, what range of motion में affect होती क्या, या कितना सूजन वजन रहता, क्या रहता. range of motion से भी आपकी action complete नहीं हो पाती. You're not able to stretch and stuff like that.
Yeah, शार्दुल भागता हुआ ऑफ स्पिनर है, हर्षल भागता हुआ रिस्ट स्पिनर है, वैसी है. Fez can do role play. Fez, can you do role play?
I can do role play. So this is me on the table, and this is Ashish.
Yeah, I think that wraps it up. Thank you guys for joining us. It was a pleasure to get you all on board today. Please join us tomorrow after the game. We'll post it on social media, and we'll post it in the community on YouTube as well. We don't know, depending on when the match finishes, we'll take like a 20-minute break after that, and then come to you live, hopefully. A trainer तो है, doctor भी बन जाएगा. Our very own Johnny committing
sins. They're not
sins.
just doctor, they're engineer and everything.
What does that mean, Johnny committing sins?
Yeah, Johnny is like Johnny yes Papa wala, and he just maybe did some sin that he ate the sugar, and when his Papa said no, so I think वही कुछ है ऐसा. I'll tell you after the
No,
show.
man. Johnny Sins is an adult actor, bro.
I was trying to make it. I was trying to make it as clean as possible, but you know.
Astaghfirullah. I thought first I thought you were talking about Johnny Bersto, then I thought you were talking about Johnny Bravo, then I just realized you're talking about Johnny Sins. But yeah, I don't know if that's how you know these things, but yeah, I think with that, let's wrap it up. Everyone, have a good night, Friday night. Enjoy it, and please join us on Chasing Green Arrows in around 2 hour 45 minutes. We will be discussing fantasy football, but also the big games coming up, right? The United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool. Will be previewing that. Me and Faz won't be on the camera, but you'll have Dean Jones and Gianni Betice who are sitting in England, and they'll give you the latest and from the updates, because it helps in your FPL teams, but also it's just general football talk, Premier League talk. So it's going to be very interesting. So please join us there if you can. Apart from that, take care of yourselves and stay safe. Enjoy the games. Enjoy the weekend. It's a sports-filled weekend, so it's going to be busy but a lot of fun. And make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Fez, for your inputs today. Sorry I woke you up from your sleep. I hope you had a good nap. I hope you're fresh now. And take care of yourself and enjoy the night, Friday night, bro. After
Friday night.
have some fun.
Party
Take
करनी
care,
है.
Party over here. With that, we are signing off. This is me, Mustafa, and that's Fez. And we'll catch you tomorrow. Take care, guys.